rule the terrain on a 2023 Can-Am Defender, Commander, or Maverick? You call a play and score big with rebates up to $1,500 or financing as low as 1.99% for 36 months. From an open road to the trails, there's a Can-Am side-by-side that's right for you, and Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has them all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer ends October 31st, 2023. Certain conditions apply. See dealer for details.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Elway Power Sports of Lincoln is kicking off October with Can-Am side-by-side specials all month long. Are you ready to rule the terrain on a 2023 Can-Am Defender, Commander, or Maverick? You call a play and score big with rebates up to $1,500 or financing as low as 1.99% for 36 months. From an open road to the trails, there's a Can-Am side-by-side that's right for you, and Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has them all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer ends October 31st, 2023. Certain conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Stretch, adjust, heal. At Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, we believe in the power of precise alignment. Our skilled chiropractors listen, understand, and treat your body's unique needs, offering a personalized pathway to peak performance. Don't let back pain knock you out of the game. Step into our clinic and walk out with a renewed strength. Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, pushing the boundaries of health and wellness. Treatment begins with you. Step back into life today.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back here at Millard South High School, the stage for a top two clash between number 1 Omaha Westside and number 2 Millard South. Nick Sandert back with you. The Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman will join me here in about 10 minutes or so as he's en route to Millard South High School. Currently, once again, this is the Next Ag Appraisal and Realty pregame show. If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, or Missouri, give Ethan Sorensen a call today or visit them at nextagrealestate.com. Let's continue with our pregame coverage of number 1 Omaha Westside. They're coming into this one off of a dominating win over number 3 Kearney last week. We saw Kearney last night against Lincoln Northeast blow the doors off the Rockets, unfortunately, but now we saw this Westside team last Friday beat that same Kearney team 56-0. That was the score at halftime, and that ended up being the final score as well. And for the most part, all of Omaha Westside's games have been in that fashion. Like I mentioned earlier, 51 points per game on offense, have only allowed 26 total points all season long, led by a long list of future college talent. You have Anthony Rizak, Jamez Ross, Caleb Benning, Christian Jones. The list goes on. And we'll get to those and their offer lists in due time. But let's now switch the page to the Millard South Mustangs, as they are a very young team, right, led by a lot of sophomores, as Jay and I have talked about quite a bit throughout the football season. But that doesn't mean they're not ready for this challenge. We're going to learn a lot about the Millard South Patriots later on tonight, especially quarterback Jet Tamala, as he is able to take care of the ball for the most part. Just 3 interceptions here in 2023 as a sophomore, and one of his best friends and his favorite target, Jackson. I almost was thinking of former Nebraska football commit Amarion Miller, and I meant Amarion Jackson, best receiver in the state up until this point. And I understand that there's guys committed to Nebraska, there's guys committed all over the place, but just as a sophomore, Amarion Jackson has been the best receiver in the state of Nebraska through week 7 here in the 2023 season. And just listen to these stats: 30 catches for Jackson, over 620 receiving yards, and a whopping 9 receiving touchdowns here through 7 games for the sophomore. A lot of sophomores on this Millard South Patriots roster, but they are loaded with talent, and we'll tell you all more about that. Once again, Jay Foreman will join me momentarily. We're going through the pregame festivities. Millard South about to exit their locker room here in a beautiful venue as Millard South just updated their press box, and we're excited to be here as we made the road trip up here to Millard South High School. Westside will be on the far sideline, Millard South obviously directly below us. It's going to be a little bit of a breezy evening, but the rain has stayed away for the most part, and so we're getting ready to play some football. This is, once again, they're coining it the game of the year. And we'll be able to see here in a short amount of time if it's going to live up to the hype or not. Let's go ahead and take a brief timeout. When we come back, we'll have kickoff and more from Millard South High School. It's number 1 Omaha Westside and number 2 Millard South, just moments away, right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Elway Power Sports of Lincoln is kicking off October with Can-Am side-by-side specials all month long. Are you ready to rule the terrain on a 2023 Can-Am Defender, Commander, or Maverick? You call a play and score big with rebates up to $1,500 or financing as low as 1.99% for 36 months. From an open road to the trails, there's a Can-Am side-by-side that's right for you, and Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has them all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer ends October 31st, 2023. Certain conditions apply. See dealer for details.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's been plenty of hype, but now it's time to let the pads do the talking as we are just a few seconds away from kicking things off here. Millard South High School, a little bit of a breezy evening, but the lights are on and the skies are pretty cloudy up here between number 1 Omaha Westside and number 2 Millard South. Westside winners of 14 straight dating back to last season, obviously the defending Class A champs, and they won the toss and elected to first, so that means Millard South and this Patriots offense will get the ball first. They'll be going into the wind to start, though. Westside in their white helmets, white jerseys, red pants with the Patriots rocking all reds tonight here at home. Both these teams 7-0, as I mentioned. One of them 7-1 after tonight. One of them improves to 8-0. And we talked about it earlier today on the shows, but could definitely be a preview of what we see later in November at Memorial Stadium for the Class A state title game. So this kickoff will go into the end zone for a touchback, and it's our first look at Jet Tamala, the Millard South quarterback, just a sophomore. Once again, like a lot of these guys are, a 6'4", 180 pounds, good size to Tamala, and even better stats to go along with it. Completes almost close to 60% of his passes here this season, over 1,700 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, to just 3 INTs. Doesn't run it a whole lot, and that's because he's got Gabriel Pruka in the backfield, over 100 carries for him, and 4 touchdown rushes to go to his name as well. It's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, as this is the first play from scrimmage. Snap back, Tamala quickly hands it off, and it's going to be a short gain of about 2 or 3 up to the 23-yard line. Body's still going, as it's going to be a physical game, and they're yet to blow it dead, but it's still going to be a 3 or 4 yard gain. Actually, they're going to give him an extra yard. There's some extracurricular going on at the end of that play, but we'll see if that is maintained throughout. It's going to be one of those games that, as Jay says all the time, refs got to make sure they get control of the game early on so that nothing happens in the 3rd, 4th, and later stages of the game. So once again, this Millard South offense lost a big piece early this season in Nolan Feller, and just through 3 games, Feller made his mark on this Millard South offense as Tamala back to pass on second and medium. He's going to take a shot downfield for Demarion Jackson, and it's going to be intercepted by guess who? Omaha Westside, and number 3, Jordan Horst, takes away the ball as Tamala throws his 4th INT of the season, and it just takes 2 plays for Westside's defense to force Millard South's offense off the field with a turnover. So once again, that's something to watch here is now once Millard South gets back onto the field, how does this younger team respond? Obviously, Omaha Westside going to lean on experience, maybe more so. They've definitely been in games like this as they won the state championship last year, as we know. They're going to be led by Anthony Rezak at quarterback. He'll turn, toss it right side to Jamez Ross. He breaks through the hole up the middle of the field and gets shoestring tackled across the 45-yard line at the 46. And that's going to bring up 2nd and short. And certainly Millard South not going to be happy with allowing 8 yards on first down. Can't make that a habit if you're the Patriots defense. So tons of guys to watch here on Omaha Westside's both sides of the ball, but especially on offenses. They'll hand it off. Ross again. He bounces out to the left side, changes directions, has the first down and a lot more across midfield and to the Millard South 45-yard line. So move the chains on 2 plays, and with 10:31 here in the opening quarter, Omaha Westside is going to have the ball 1st and 10 at the Patriots' 45-yard line. Jamez Ross came into this game carrying it 89 times here in 2023, close to 900 yards and a whopping 10 touchdowns before we have our first down snap. It's going to be a penalty flag on the play, and Westside will move it back 5 yards. This Westside offense, they just have so many pieces that makes them so dangerous on offense. Obviously, I mentioned the pregame show, Anthony Rezak obviously can throw and run. Jamez Ross in the backfield. You have Caleb Benning, who's lined up in the slot. Plenty of guys, both older and a couple younger, like Keenan Cotton, that can certainly make plays and just hurt a defense. It's going to be a quarterback keeper from the shotgun formation, and Rezak's going to go down at the line of scrimmage. And guess who? Aiden Miller. You're going to hear his name a ton of times tonight. 6'4", 250 defensive lineman, wearing number 0 on that front 4 for Millard South's defense, able to take Rezak down in the backfield, and it'll be 2nd down and 16 after the loss of 1. So Westside just tried to run a little bit of a quarterback power. It was Rezak all the way up towards the right side of that offensive line, and it went nowhere. So that brings up 2nd down and 16. We're under 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Play action, quick pass out to the far side. It's hauled in. And a nice gain of 6 or 7 yards. And now we're going to have a penalty flag on the near side, as it looks like number 14, Dylan Jones, as well as number 25, Teddy Rezak, got into a little bit of a shoving match, and then both of them ended up on the turf, and we'll see who this goes on. But as it stands right now, it's about a gain of 7 on the pass to Christian Jones. It's going to be a personal foul on Millard South. So they're going to get Jones for this one, and that's going to make it an automatic first down, as Jones threw down Rezak on the complete opposite side of the field. So after the personal foul penalty, it's going to be 1st and 10 all the way up at the Patriots' 30-yard line. It's the first offensive possession for the Warriors after they forced a Jet Tamala interception. 5-step drop, Rezak getting blitz, throws downfield, and that's going to be incomplete, but a pass interference will be called as it was trying to connect to, once again, number 25, Teddy Rezak in the end zone, and in coverage on there, Dylan Jones again, as he kind of pushed Rezak down from behind, and the official in the back of the end zone was able to see it and threw the penalty flag. While we have a stoppage and play, I want to thank all of our sponsors for allowing high school broadcasts to be possible. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, Southeast Community College, Member Zone Credit Union, Doane University, Sunbelt Rentals, and NDOT Highway Safety Office. And you hear the cheer behind me, and it's from the Millard South faithful as they picked up the penalty flag. And so, nice little break there for the Patriots defense, as that's going to take it back to the 30-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Once again, Nick Sandert joining you from Millard South High School. The Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman will join me momentarily. Snap back to Rezac. Great juke by Jamez Ross as he's splitting defenders and would-be tacklers up across the 26-yard line to the 25. A gain of 5 yards on the 2nd down carry. That brings up 3rd and manageable here for the Westside offense. Despite the cooler temperatures, there's certainly plenty of people here at Millard South High School. So once again, 3rd down and 5 from the 25-yard line. Rezac in the shotgun. They'll turn, fake the handoff. Rezac keeps it off the right side, gets lifted up in the air, and a group of Millard South defenders come and finish off the tackle. He's going to be a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. It'll be 4th and 2. And with that, let's bring in my good friend, my Gus Johnson, Jay Foreman. What's up, my man?
Not much, man. It's had a little, emergency. Little emergency I had to take care of in traffic, but I'm always here and always on time. And look, man, listen, that was a big 3rd down stop right there. Mm-hmm. And yes, it's cold outside, but I think the energy in here is off the chain. I can see the lights and stuff from a block away. 4th and 2, Rezac will fake the handoff to Ross and keeping himself up the middle and get a nice gain of about 8 yards up to the 15-yard line. Good for a Warriors 1st down. And we've seen a couple times tonight, Ross been a little shifty, but now Rezac certainly carrying it his own share of the time. Little RPO action there. And look, what people don't understand, when you get in the red zone, them quarterbacks love to keep that ball. So it's something that Millard South can adjust to in the in the 2nd quarter and so forth. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Rezac turns, fakes the handoff once again, throws up the middle, hurdles the front 4 of Millard South and gets to the 10-yard line. And this is one of those where, Jay, I was talking when you were on your way here, that these 5, 6, 7-yard gains are exactly what Westside orders. That's keeping them on schedule. Well, it's the first drive of the game, and so they're trying to take the air out of the stadium and try to impose their will. And so they're getting a little bit. They're getting a lot of success up the middle, and so they're trying to set up maybe an outside run later in the game. 2nd down and 5, and before the snap, it looks like we're going to have a Millard South timeout. So with that, go ahead. Well, what happened was there was a little skirmish out there on the outside with number 14 from Millard South and Caleb Benning. Was excessive in this case. It was more probably on Westside doing it. So I think what the Millard South coach is doing is getting a timeout so he can maybe put some more of a little bit of bug into the referee's ear, settle his defense down, and get them to play more technically sound up the middle, because they're giving up some runs that they hadn't. And so just to settle them down a little bit, because they're at home and it's a big, exciting game. And this is a young team. It's interesting because you mentioned that this is definitely a game where you don't have to you can feed off the energy of the crowd at times, where last night we saw, Kearney needed to bring their own energy into Lincoln. Look, these kids know each other. These are by far, head and shoulders, the 2 best teams in the state, 2 best teams talent-wise, coaching-wise, and so forth and so on. These coaches know on both sides that both teams are going to score. They're going to challenge you. And so you just got to be able to withstand the storm. And Westside has, they script their plays. And so it's going to be the first one, or the first series is going to be the toughest. Rezac rolls out to the right, throws it to Christian Jones. It's caught inside the 5, trying to drag his defender into the end zone, unable to, as he gets tackled down at the 3-yard line. So just a short gain of, a good gain of about 8 yards or so. That brings up 1st down and goal inside the 5 at the 3. Yeah, it was a little sprint out pass to Christian Jones, who's going to be a Power 5 kid here in a couple years. But a really good tackle by Caleb Panowich to come up there and save a touchdown. They'll turn, hand it off. Jamez Ross sheds one tackler, and he waltzes into the end zone. Touchdown, Omaha Westside. And so after the Jet Tamala interception, Westside's able to march down the field, go 60-plus yards in just a few minutes, and they strike first here. They're up 6-0 with 6:15 to play in the first quarter. Remember, Ross, a guy that came into this one carrying the ball 89 times. He's already had 7 carries
if my math is correct here in this one, and that's his 11th rushing touchdown of the season, and the kickoff is up and good. So with 6:15 to go here in the opening quarter to play from Millard South High School, it's 7-0 Westside out in front of Millard South. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sander, Jay Foreman, back with you from Millard South High School. All right, Jay, so something that you can probably explain better than I can is, as a younger team, right? After you come out into this game that has had so much buildup, so much momentum, and rightfully so, understandably so, you throw an interception on your second play on offense.
Yeah.
What's the message, and then I guess how do you need to respond on this second drive?
Yeah, don't overthink it. Just play what you see, and look, you know Westside was going to come in and try to mix up their coverages and try to take away Amarian Jackson. So look, Millard South is a well-coached team. They'll make some adjustments and they'll come right back on the attack. And so you're playing against the defending state champion, and they all know each other. These kids know each other, know of each other. They've played against each other, I think, in the summer in 7-on-7. So they kind of know a little bit of their passing schemes and know what each of these players can do. So you just got to go out there and beat them. And they're allowed to make plays. And Millard South, I bet, is going to come back and, make some plays himself. And you see they got Jensen out here one-on-one. Do not think that they're not going to go house call right now out here to the wide side of the field. 1st and
10, they'll hand it off. This is Gabriel Pruka with the first down carry. Gets a nice gain of 5 yards, which makes it 2nd down and 5 here at the 25-yard line.
Right. Look, every time that we've watched Millard South, when they want to settle down the game, get control of the game, who do they give it to? Pruka. And what does he do? Produce. And you see, I think we saw a game against Gretna, right, where he was the one that kind of sealed it. And so, look, Millard South knows what they're doing. They've been down before. This isn't any, foreign territory or anything like that. So they're just going to get back to business and know that they made a mistake and try not to make it again and go out there and execute. Now they got 3 wides. Now they're trying to stretch this defense out of Westside to see how they can do dealing with the big man going up the middle, and they did a really good job
there. 2nd and 5, and that handoff is going to go nowhere, no gain. I guess they're going to give them a yard up to the 26-yard line. Great job rushing to the ball carrier by that Omaha Westside defense.
Yeah, big number 50 in there. Yep. He did. You know what they did? They kind of run a little bit of 3-man front with the kind of like Nebraska with the jack and because number 33 is kind of a in-betweener. They did a really good job of pinching down into the A gaps, and that's where they were trying to give it again to Gabe Pruka when they stopped him. So, but now it's 3rd and manageable though. So this isn't it's not 3rd and 15, and Millard South can operate there too as well. So look, they're right where they need to be, and we'll see if they can execute. And we've seen this formation here, right? Another timeout by Millard South. So, at this point in time in the game, you just got to start playing the game. Don't worry about the score. This is a long game. Sometimes when you get so much excitement coming into big games, you have to realize this game is long. You don't want to, obviously you don't want to lose the game early, but you don't want to overthink it. I think sometimes you guys say, listen, we got some really good players. We got some dogs, as like people to say, and we believe in our defense. I can guarantee you that Millard South defense is going to come back out and try to reestablish themselves, even though they were playing on a short field. So, this is early in the game. They're still kind of feeling each other out. If it was a boxing match, maybe you kind of got a good body blow, I guess, say for, Westside, and the body blow was set up by, your own kind of, mishap on offense, and it's not going to happen much because you got an all-state worthy quarterback and an all-state worthy receiver, all-state worthy tight end, all-state worthy, say, line combination and running back. So, they'll be fine. They'll be in the game. They just got to sit here and battle it out and, and get busy.
So they're going to have 4 wideouts to the near side. Shotgun formation. Tamala has Pruka to his right hip. Westside showing a little bit of pressure off that right side of the line. But now they're going to reset. Here's the snap back to Mulla. Quick pass out to the near side. And it's going to get lit up. Christian Jones, I think he unintentionally deflected that with his left arm as he went in to go make the tackle. Yeah. But even if that pass would have been completed to number 6, Dylan Cool, it was going to get blown up instantly.
Yeah, it was one of those plays Christian Jones read it before it was almost he ran the play for him. And so, again, this is two teams that know each other. And so he read the play, but he read it so quick. I'm willing to bet Millard South like, listen, we can run a counter off of that or get something going. So he read it so quick. I guess if I wanted to be nitpicky, you should have tried to pick it off and went pick 6 because it hit him on the side of the pads. And so it was a good play by the Westside defense. And, they jumped the route, and now, Millard South has to make some adjustments.
So now Millard South to punt into that 15-mile-an-hour wind here as it's going to be muffed.
Well, you got to keep playing.
Ball, and Caleb Benning is trying to plead that the Millard South gunner was in his way. He was not allowing him to catch it.
So that's a really good job by the referee right there, whereas it was a late fair catch call. Mm-hmm. So once you don't fair catch within a certain amount of time, and it was very late because the gunner was already down there within the halo, then it's a live ball. And what Millard South did was the guys that were covering the punt a little bit because they had to block for the punter stopped. And so it was almost a big turnover by a veteran player. So sometimes you can be too cute and make a decision too late. And then they were lucky enough that Millard South guys were playing the fair catch and not the live ball.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. Quick pass out to the near side, out of reach for Caleb Benning. And now we're going to have a penalty marker as Benning and Dylan Cool got wrapped up in it. And so it looks like this one might be on Caleb Benning.
Yeah, it was. I think this is something that where Dylan Cool was not at fault, right? Mm-hmm. He was actually trying to walk back towards his huddle, and it looked like a little bit of Ric Flair figure 4 leg lock that Caleb Benning was doing. Kind of like how Mac Jones would get up and accidentally kick you in the sweet spot. So now, look, at this point in time, this is a highly contested game. These are guys that know each other. They want to beat each other pretty bad. So now it's like you just got to go out and play football.
We'll see this. I mean, back when we saw Millard South play Lincoln East down in Lincoln, we saw the refs not be able to get control of the game. We've seen now 2 personal fouls, one on each side, for little things like that. Is that the refs controlling the game from the jump?
Well, number one, you want to control the game from the jump so you get the best product out there, right? Mm-hmm. These are 2 well-coached teams, physical teams. Athletic teams, a ton. Like I said, I'm going to keep this roster here and just look at it in 2 or 3 years and see how many, college players. There's a ton of college players that are going to end up going to college. They aren't even in the game yet. And so when you have this type of talent on the field, you just got to make sure that, that you keep your head. And that's what the refs are doing. They've seen, teams play before, and they did the highly contested and competitive games. You want to make sure you get the best product out there.
Quarterback draw on 3rd down and 23. Rezak's going to get hit from behind.
He got stroked there.
And then was able to, Dylan Cool then came in and finished it off.
Dylan Cool and Fernando Lacuna, the 6'3", 255-pound defensive lineman senior. I think he's going somewhere. I saw a picture of him and Aiden Miller.
Yeah.
They ain't missed a day in the weight room. Milk does a body good. Whatever they've been doing, them 2 dudes they're doing it. They're doing it right. And I think both of them are going to play college. I know Aiden Miller just got an offer from University of Northern Iowa, and he's had some before. Mm-hmm. And I think Lacuna has some as well. And so that's just the type of talent.
How about this punt here, Jay, on 4th down and long? It's a little bit of a coffin corner special as it's going to take a friendly Westside bounce inside the 5 and marked out of bounds at the 4. However, good job by Millard South.
Answered the
call. Yeah. It may have gotten aided by a personal foul penalty, but nonetheless didn't give up a big gain on 3rd and 23.
That's just part of the game. They answered the call. They got off the field. Regardless, those are subjective calls. But they got off the field in an allowed Millard South offense to maybe get their bearings. And they had some success, right? They were 3rd and manageable. They just had to just stay in rhythm. And so, look, these are two of the best teams. They ain't going nowhere. No fair dodging. I'm here to play.
1st and 10 handoff, Pruka up the middle, and it doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere, as it'll be 2nd down and 10 here momentarily.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think Millard South knows when Pruka's in the game, and you've seen where Millard South has done a really good job of in the past, obviously in other games, with the inside zone with him, and getting a lot of success. So what Westside has been doing is really clogging the middle to get Millard South behind the chains, off rhythm, and off kilter a little bit. And now we have a player down. I think he's number, I want to say 70. My eyes aren't very good, so I need to get him checked. We need to make sure it may look like he might have hurt his ankle. Actually, it's Pruka limping a little bit where his right leg might be compromised. And so maybe he got rolled up on. Hopefully he'll be okay. But I think number 27 is coming in to take his place. So, I think Dylan Pruka, he provides a physical aspect from the running back position that pounds teams and opens up that explosive passing game, both in the short area and the deep area. So, he's going to be out for a little while, and hopefully he's able to come back and play in this game because you hate to see a great player like that, obviously get helped off the field. So, I think when it's all said and done, once Millard South catches rhythm, it's going to be a different game.
Mm-hmm.
You all right, dog?
Yeah, man. I couldn't breathe for a while.
Your allergies, all right, man? You're allergic to a big game.
I almost stole your water. I'm not gonna lie, Jay.
You can have it.
I almost stole it. His pass here on 2nd down. Great grab by guess who? Amarion Jackson.
And listen here, Amarion had the catch, hands down the best receiver in the state.
Yeah.
But let you know, Isaac Jensen, if he would have caught this right now, he'd be dancing in the end zone right now. I might even be up here dancing with him.
There you go.
When I said they jumping routes a little bit too early. Okay, it's going to allow to set you up for giving up a big play. I know Millard South has coaches up here. They probably mad at me too, but saying it's all good. I'll get in there.
They're just next door.
I'll give him a little ism. I'll peek my head in there and see what's going on. But a big catch by Amarion Jackson, get him out, get him a little breathing room right there.
So here's a 1st down carry from the 15-yard line. Isaiah Traylor is going to be the backup running back, filling in for Pruka. And so on that carry, just a short gain of maybe 2 yards up to the 18-yard line or so, brings up 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, they're right on schedule. Obviously, they'd like to be about 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6. But look, it's going to be tough sledding against this Westside defense. Westside just isn't an offensive team. When you look out there, you got Caleb Benning, Teddy Rezak, both of them Power 5 kids. Christian Jones, Power 5 kid.
Yeah.
They got number 9, Jaquel Osler, fullback. 6'1", 230, a really good high school player. And so you got guys out there that are good football players. So it's not going to be easy.
Quick fake, a little bit of a mid-screen towards the center of the field to Dylan Cool as he's going to get spun around and thrown out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Just a short gain of 2 yards or so as Tamala faked the pass out to the far flat rather, and threw it back into the middle of the field towards Cool.
That's a little play that we saw a few years ago that University of Oklahoma used against Nebraska, and not Garrett Nelson in the next week. And they ran it to Stoops' son. And it's really good play that that they got designed for Dylan Cool to obviously get some breathing room, but get it to one of your playmakers. The difference between when we've seen this team against Gretna and say East, you see in your playmakers on offense and defense, even though they're dual position on the roster, they're playing this game.
Tamala rolls to his right, looking, now stops, throws it downfield into coverage. It's going to be tipped around and batted down to the turf there on 3rd down and 6. And so that'll force another Millard South punt here with 34 seconds to go in the first quarter, and it's 7-0 Westside here. So that'll bring up 4th down and 6 in a fast-moving first quarter here. 7-0 once again.
A lot of action, and Tamala did a really good job of avoiding the rush, get his shoulder square, and tried to take a deep shot. You'd like to maybe see if he could go to an intermediate shot because, he has a ton of trust in Amarion Jackson. But sometimes you only want to go to that well and when you need it, not because it's so easily ready for you. You want to use it when you have to, not when you want to.
Friendly Millard South bounce across midfield on the punt. Benning will just plop on it at the 48-yard line, or 47 rather, and that is where Omaha Westside will set up shop. You think about these what Millard South is asking of their defense. Now, part of it's because you're having to punt into the wind, and here in 26 seconds of game time, that'll flip-flop.
Right.
But you think about these starting field positions for Westside. They were at their own 40 after the interception, and they've been at between the 45 and the 50-yard line on their last 2 offensive possessions. And fortunately enough, Millard South's defense been able to hold them to just 7 points.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's an athletic defense. They're tough, they're physical, they know what they're doing, but with the wind at their back for another 20 seconds, you should expect that they're going to try to pass the ball, and that's what they did on the first down. Really good covered by 14. Travion Weaver had him locked down right there to force Rezak into a hard to complete pass. Now, one thing that's interesting is that I saw it's Dulon Jones, that was getting worked on. He went into for that play, and now he's sitting out. Maybe he's going to try to get a little bit of help there if he has a wheel that looks like it's a little bit compromised.
2nd down and 10. Pass out to the far side is going to be hauled in, and it's going to be across the 45-yard line of Millard South to the 42. Hauled in there by
Trevor Spady. He's kind of like an H-back. He's listed as a tight end. So what he'll do is he'll block. He's kind of like Jusac from San Francisco. He'll line up in the slot. He'll block on the edge. He'll run some flat routes. So he had a good route there against Dylan Cool to get some breathing room for Rezak.
Rezak back to pass on a comeback. It's hauled in on the far side for another Westside Warriors first down as it gets to the 30-yard line. Westside using the benefit or the advantage of having the wind at your back here in the first quarter, throwing the ball quite a bit. And with Jamez Ross just waiting patiently in the backfield. So first
the second quarter, he about to crank up when he's going against the wind. But not right now. Let's look for a shot here to Caleb Benning on the edge.
Rezak back to pass, throws a shot to Benning in the end zone. Great
phenomenal
defensive
coverage
play by number 17.
Nathan Christensen coming in for Dulon Jones, right? Yep. Now, look, I saw Caleb Benning kind of give a heads up to Rezak and said, listen, we got a new guy in here. But listen, Christensen said, listen, I'm no chump either. I'm here to play. This is Millard South Patriot territory. I can lock you down. It was a good route, but even a better play by Nathan Christensen coming in for Dulon Jones. That's a huge play. That's a momentum play. That's a confidence play as a coordinator that you see a young player coming in there when one of the starters is injured a little bit and make a huge play.
Snap back, Rezak back to pass on 2nd down, getting pressure, throws a comeback to Benning. It's hauled in across the 20, across the 15, and then he'll be taken back to the 16-yard line, and that is going to be the end of the first quarter. So when we return, it'll be the start of period number 2. Westside will be in Millard South's red zone at the 16-yard line here in 60 seconds. We'll be right back. End of quarter number 1. It's 7-0 Westside over Millard South. We'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas?
We just got the estimate from the wedding caterer, and we're going to have to elope.
Actually, Members Owned Credit Union is offering no-fee home equity lines of credit. We can borrow what we need with equity from the house.
Wait, so we can keep the bacon-wrapped dates for the cocktail hour?
We can keep the bacon-wrapped dates. From wedding bells to trekking the globe and everything in between, capture your dreams your way with a no-fee Members Owned Credit Union home equity line of credit. Learn more at membersownedheloc.org. Limitations may apply. Equal housing lender.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Up here in the brand spanking new press box at Millard South High School.
They must have a good booster club, man. It make me want to. I'm jealous, man. I wish I could. I would come to.
Did you see it outside? It's lit up red.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. I wish I had this in my high school.
Investment in football.
Yeah, man. They still up there tripping. Don't got my trophy my statue all done up there in Minnesota yet.
Snap back to Rezak here. First play of the second quarter as he's going to keep it himself. Good hit there by number 90. Harper Rutan, and then number 10.
Kate Nolan. That was a nice little hit right there. Listen, you remember Greg Williams said we need to give him some remember me hits?
Yeah. Yep.
Listen, if you keep running your quarterback, you're going to get one of them remember me hits, and he might be asleep. You have enough offensive weapons here for Westside not to overdo it with the quarterback run. But what they're doing is they're running the quarterback run up the middle, and timely, quick timing patterns to get this defense softened up a little bit.
Blitz off the edge. Rizak gets it out. Pass is caught by number 6, Jabez Ross. And great job rushing to the ball.
Great job by number 34, Jamison Rayner, the 5'10", 185-pound linebacker. Got out there in space against Ross, was very patient. So what he did was he sped up to almost contact, and what I like to call is you kill grass, you pitter-patter your feet, give him one way to go. Ross tried to give him a move or two, locked it down. And so now when you're thinking Millard South, now you got him in third and what?
Third and 15.
Third and 15. Now you want to force them to kick a field goal, and you look at it as kind of like a victory, so they're not getting you keep them out of the end zone.
Also going into the wind here is Westside here in the second quarter, going towards the north end zone. And how about this? A delay of game.
Oh, good job.
Unless they're going to reward Westside with a timeout. No, they will not.
No, that was a really good job by Millard South head coach Ty Wisdom. Sometimes these refs can't hear you because, look, it's a cold game and they have, some, like I think a face cover. So he had to sprint all the way down. He looked pretty fast there. He went from the 35 to the 25. To make sure that call was called. So now it's even better for Millard South. So Millard South from a defensive standpoint, Nick, you're thinking screen, maybe quarterback draw, quarterback run game, RPO. You want to keep it to the game to minimal to make this field goal on fourth down harder.
Trips to the near side, Benning by himself. He's going Benning's way, and it's underthrown by Anthony Rizak. Maybe saw the wind play a little bit of a factor on the far sideline there. Yeah. But now that brings up fourth down and 20 from the 26-yard line. So it's going to be about a 41-yard, 42-yard field goal attempt into the wind.
A really aggressive play call there by Westside. You had Caleb Benning one-on-one. This time he did have a step or two on Christensen, but Mother Nature said, not so fast, my friend. And that pass that was supposed to be the go route was not go.
So now it's going to be a kick attempt.
Oh, it's blocked.
It's blocked.
Oh, here we go. We got big man running. We got.
That is Dylan Cool who picks up the blocked field goal, and it will be up.
Miller. Aiden Miller will let you know his presence is in the building. He's making his play. He's making a play for it.
And so how about that? So the reason I missed the blocked field goal live, over our left shoulders, Jay, we have a TV.
Well, I like to watch live. You like to watch TV.
Well, I wanted to see.
I live like Game of Thrones. You watch it on TV. This is a moment that we talked about field position, right, Nick? We talked about field position. Millard South has always kind of been battling uphill field position, right? Because they've been pinned down. Now, field goal block. Now they have it. Look for Amarion Jackson to take it deep.
1st and 10, they'll hand it off. Isaiah Traylor here on first down gets a gain of 2 yards up to the 46-yard line. 10-13 to go here, first half, 7-0 Westside.
I can't believe it. This dude over here watching TV.
I wanted to check it out. We don't get this stuff in Lincoln.
You are Al Michaels.
We don't have. Okay.
You got a $5,000 pillow too?
Did you see the thing where it's Al Michaels never ate a vegetable?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Never ate a vegetable? I wasn't saying that. I was just saying.
It's all right. Second down and 7. Quick pass.
No.
It's nowhere. Nobody is home on the far side. I think it was intended for number 9, Amarion Jackson, but it was closer to the defender, number 25, Teddy Rizak.
It was a secondary blitz, a delayed blitz by number 42, Bo Ryan, against Tamala. Lit Tamala up, so it threw the timing off that he was trying to throw to the flat route. And so he took a big hit, and then also down, I think he got tangled up, is number 64, Michael Ladonde, the 6'3", 220-pound sophomore offensive guard. So, again, one of these other, magnificent sophomores that they have that came in together is down with looks like a little bit of a lower extremity. They're checking him out, and I saw him kind of working it out in the series before. So as they're paused here, Nick, unfortunately for a Millard South player down, is Millard South, even though they're losing right now 7-0, they have the momentum of the game because when they go in so if we're talking to the defense and we're talking to the offense eventually, if they don't get a first down, it's like, listen, Westside's good, but we haven't even done anything close to what we're, up to our capabilities. So right now we're playing with house money. We've taken their best shot. Mm-hmm. They came over here on the road and got our, essentially we gave them a layup and they haven't been able to do anything else. So once they settle down, this is what the experience factor is. So for Westside, like I said, the closer this game is, the closer you are to losing.
Yeah. Well, once again, I mean, we talked about in the pregame show, Millard South held to 14 points last week in their win at Columbus, against Columbus, and that was the fewest all season long. Prior to that, they hadn't been held under 28 points since week 1 when they scored 28 in a victory against Millard West here on this field. So 3rd down and 8 after the injury, snap back Tamala. Good blitz pickup there by the left side of the line. Now Tamala just not sure where to go with it, throws it downfield, and it's just out of the reach of number 11, Isaac Jensen, the 6'6" target. And so after the blocked field goal, it's going to be another empty possession for Millard South as a great job in downfield coverage by this West Side secondary.
Yeah, and it was initial pressure by number 11, R.J. Eckhart. He came right up the middle and kind of defeated the double team and just kept rushing. Sometimes when quarterbacks retreat, defensive linemen either put their hands up or they start to run down and look for a screen, kind of like Blaze Gunnarsson. He kept going, and then also he didn't allow Tamala to get his feet set, which didn't allow him to make a completion to Jensen.
Line drive punt fielded on a one-hop by Caleb Benning, and now they're going to say that he was down. I think he got up and ran because he didn't think his knee touched the turf, but they're going to call him back down at the 26-yard line after a nice hit by the punt coverage guys of Millard South.
I want to ask you this, Nick. With the punter from Millard South, it's kind of like a Australian,
kind of a rugby type
of kick, but it's low line drive. Where it hits the ground, it could cause fielding issues. Now we've seen, whether it's a late fair catch or letting it bounce a couple times. Do you think this could rear its ugly head for Westside returners to be a crucial turnover if the game's tight?
Absolutely. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line of Omaha Westside. They lead 7-0 over number 2 Millard South here on the road at Millard South High School. Jamez Ross gets hit in the backfield and dropped.
There he is. There goes that man. Number 10, Caden Olin. Olin is a Viking last name.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he did played it like a Viking.
It's going to be a loss of 1 on the carry.
Olin Ragnarok.
Okay.
But that was a great play by – what he did was Ross tried to get outside. He stayed at home, defeated the block, right? So he set the edge, defeated the block, and he just became a football player.
2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line here as Westside had a loss of 1 on the Jamez Ross 1st down carry. Quarterback keeper on the option as Rezak plunges forward for a nice gain of 8 yards up to the 29-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and short here for the Warriors.
So we're starting to see a pattern here, right? When Westside needs something, right? Who has the ball in his hands?
Anthony Rezak.
So if I'm Millard South, that's something that I'm thinking about from here on out as the game gets longer and longer.
3rd down and short, and we're going to have some movement on the line. I think they're going to get the Millard South defensive tackle, number 57, Adam Pugh, with a little bit of movement here. They're going to call it encroachment, which makes it an automatic 1st down here for Omaha Westside.
Now, look, Millard South is still, in the driver's seat here to get off the field. They just got to get their composure. They gave up an 8-yard run. So they got to figure out how to handle, this quarterback run game. Everything else I feel like they've done well against. And so just don't get, your head over your skis and just keep, being fundamentally sound. And then when you have chances to make plays like they just right there, Aiden Miller, right? He took on a double team and kind of created a pile, and then he got back up and he made the play on Ross. And so, yeah, I mean, they gave him 4 yards. That's an awful generous spot here on the road. But, for a 3 or 4 yard gain, that's a good job right there. And so what Millard South has to do is just keep doing what they're doing. They'll get their chances, and then the offense just got to get going.
2nd down and 6. Quick pass out to the far side is going to be hauled in by Caleb Benning. just a yard past that first down marker at the 45-yard line. So move the chains once again for Omaha Westside and get that clock rolling as we're under 7.5 minutes to go here in quarter number 2. 1st and 10 moving up after the catch from Caleb Benning.
Yeah, that's again Caleb Benning against Nathan Christensen, right? Caleb Christensen is going to be up on him, but you also have seen that Westside is going to continue to attack him because they feel like they have an advantage with Caleb Benning against him.
Handoff left side to Jamez Ross, and a great tackle there by number 2, Nolan Feller.
Oh,
or excuse me, that's going to be number 6, Dylan Cool, rather.
Dylan Cool and Nolan Feller came up. Well, first of all, Dylan Cool made the play by not doing too much, right? He's supposed to set the edge and allow the alley filler to fill, and Feller filled right there. And so that's a really good defensive rep right there by Cool and Feller doing the smart thing, right? Dylan Cool being a good football player of not just saying, I got to make the play. All he has to do is make the smart football play because he trusts his teammates, and that's a big part of playing defense in these big games. You got to trust your teammates.
Handoff once again as Ross makes a couple guys miss. There's going to be a penalty flag back at that line of scrimmage, so move it back 10 yards from there. These Westside Warrior ball carriers are real athletic.
Yeah, they strategically placed all their most athletic people to where they're going to get the ball the most, but then where they're going to be featured the most in space. And so they had a little bit of an inside run right there where they faked the RPO, inside delay draw kind of, and then faked a pass out to the flat. The problem was after Ross kind of jumped over the pile, Harper Rutan was trying to get off a block and run to get him, and he got tackled Ross. So he should maybe get a tackle and a half in the stat sheet. So now Westside is behind the chains. And this, if you watch Westside, they haven't had this much been behind the chains this much. But then also you're playing against a better team as well.
Rezak pass out to the far side is incomplete. As it was intended for number 6, or excuse me, that's going to be for number 8, Christian Jones.
And so what I was saying, though, Nick, is when you play against better teams, you'll be behind the chains. We've seen this with Millard South, right?
Yeah.
But then also what happens? You're playing against better players. You will get more holding calls. They will bite you back. And so this is what they're dealing with right now. They're in a dogfight right now on the road over here off 144th Street.
3rd down and 16 from their own 39-yard line. They need to get to the Patriots 45 to keep this drive alive. Rezak back to pass, throws out near side, and it's going to be incomplete. Luckily, number 1, Javante Walker got away
phenomenal
with a little bit of a shove.
But he was in Kenyon Cotton's hip pocket. He ran the route for him. Rezak is lucky Javante Walker didn't get his eyes up and really just go attack the football because he'd be running in and the game would be scored or the game would be tied, excuse me.
So now it's Omaha Westside's turn to punt this one into the breeze here at Millard South High School as the Patriots will put Amarion Jackson back at their own 25-yard line. I don't know if that
You're
punt
punting
will get
into
there.
the wind.
Yep.
So you can't directionally punt really.
It's
a
real short punt as it's going to bounce at the 40-yard line.
You see that?
And you're talking about just about a 21-yard net punt.
So, look, when you have an interception on the second play of the game, you would think, you're going to be down by, double digits. Give credit to Millard South coaching staff, and particularly the defensive staff, keeping them in the game, right?
Yep.
Then not only keeping them in the game, taking advantage of Westside's mishaps. Now, it's just a matter of time before that offense gets going. I mean, we've seen it, right? We've seen them against Gretna, kind of just sluggish. Boom. Next thing you know, there's 21 unanswered points. And then once that offense gets going, that defense will feed off of it, and then they'll be a tough team to beat for the rest of the night. 1st
and 10 handoff. Isaiah Traylor gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle made by Christian Jones as well as number 9, Jonquel Osler, the 6'1", 230-pound defensive lineman.
Yeah, when I look at Westside's defense, there's not a bunch of, 8 Millers over there, but what they have a bunch of guys at 6'1", 6'2", 230, 240, strong. They're a good-looking team. They play this defense well. They're a, well-oiled unit. Really, really do a good job of communicating before the snap and executing.
Tamala will fake the pass and take it himself on the far side and gets across the 45-yard line to the 47. So a nice job evading the blitz off the near side by Christian Jones, running away from it to the left, and he got 7 yards.
Yeah, good job there by Tamala. Didn't have anything deep, and he had a lot of space, and so he just tucked it down and run. Now it's 3rd and manageable. Now it's on them to have the best 3rd and 4 or 5 yard play that they have so they can keep the momentum on their side and keep the chains moving and keep that defense on the sideline and also keep Westside's offense on their sideline as well.
So 3rd down and 4 from their own 47-yard line. Snap back, Tamala looking left. Quick pass out far side. It's hauled in, and Millard South will get a 1st down across midfield to the Warriors' 46.
Yeah, look, you had a 6'6" tight end out there running wide receiver routes, and you wonder why these sophomores are able to be on a team and be a big factor of the number 2 team in the state. Well, that's it. It's their training prior coming to, but it's good. There's great athletes out there that are able to do multiple things. He's a matchup problem. He's fast, and he has a big catch radius, and he runs pretty good routes for being 6'6" and only being a sophomore.
Handoff to Trailer on 1st down, goes forward for a 2-yard gain up across the 45 to the 44-yard line. And so with 4:07 to play here in the second quarter, and Westside leading by a touchdown, it's going to be 2nd down and 8 from the Westside 44-yard line for this Millard South offense. Once again, plenty of talent on this field. We'll dive into the whole recruiting rankings at halftime, but I mean, plenty of talent and experience on Westside and maybe a little inexperience, but to this point, nice job by Millard South collectively staying composed, especially after the early turnover on the second play of the game. Snap back to Tamala, looking left, now runs right, getting blitz from behind, lofts it forward. It's going to be caught. 1 tackle broken by Dylan Jones as he jukes another defender out at the 37-yard line. And I think he may be a yard shy of that 1st down marker, but an extremely manageable 3rd down and 1.
So they gave him the 1st down.
Oh, look at that. They're going to give him the 1st down.
Even better than getting that 1st down is a really good job by Tamala of not being frazzled by a little bit of pressure. He kept his eyes downfield. That's what you want to see from a quarterback. He's only a sophomore, and he found the open guy in Dylan Jones. And even better than that, it's good to see Dylan Jones back, right? You saw him, he got a little bit of dinged up at corner. Christensen had to come in, and now he's in offense, looking like he had been before.
They'll send Trailer in motion. Tamala will toss it right side now, and that's going to go nowhere. Loss of a couple yards on that play back to the 40-yard line, or maybe the 39 is where they'll mark it. So either way, it's a loss of 3 on that play. 2nd down and 12 or 2nd down and 13 coming up here for Millard South's offense.
Really good job by Jordan Hurst to coming up from the cornerback position in playing the force in the boundary side against that option to the pitch. And so what Tamala can do is really press it a little bit more and pitch late because you'll get the same result even if they play it better. But you'll put more stress on the end and the corner to make a little bit more of an educated decision.
2:51 to go, second quarter. Tamala back to pass, has an open receiver, far side. It's hauled in by Jensen.
That could be a late hit right there because unlike the pros, you got to hit him down in high school and college. A diving catch by Jensen, who's a little gimpy coming up there. He caught it. His knees were down. 33 for Westside. He kind of was a Nicholas Englem. Hit him about 3 or 4 seconds after play. If they would have thrown a flag, I would not have thought twice about it.
That was a pretty long throw there by Tamala. He made it from the right hash mark all the way to the far sideline or far numbers and was able to haul it in. Nice job by Jensen hauling it in while laying down on the turf. So now 3rd down and medium. Tamala back to pass again with the wind at his back. It's going to be intercepted, a leaping interception by number 25, Teddy Rezak.
Wow.
As Teddy gets his 2nd INT, he leaped over a teammate of his in the secondary and was able to hold on to the pigskin, and Tamala throws his 2nd INT of the game. An unbelievably athletic play by the defensive back, Teddy Rezak.
He's great. It was a great play. 6'4", 205 pounds. Looked like Tamala just kind of zoned in on Jensen. And so Caleb Benning was about to jump the route, but then Teddy Rezak came over and made a huge or a phenomenal athletic play, and he's going to Notre Dame for a reason. And so you could look at it like a punt, but you never want your quarterback throwing interceptions into 3 or 4 guys in coverage.
So now Westside will come out here, 1st and 10, handoff Jamez Ross, and he's going to shed 2 tacklers and have a lot of running room across the 40-yard line and out of bounds at the 43. I almost said it was going to go nowhere because there were 3 Millard South defenders that allowed Jamez Ross to slip their grasp, and Ross made him pay with a nice long run on 1st down to move the chains up to the 44.
Yeah, look, he was dead in the rights in the backfield, and that's something that Millard South coaches can talk about. Look, we had him in the backfield, and we kind of almost stopped. And what happens sometimes is you're like, you're thinking Jay's going to make the tackle, Nick's going to make the tackle. Well, both of us don't make the tackle, and then next thing you know, he has an explosive run.
Keep the hot hand as they hand it to Jamez Ross again. Forward progress.
Dylan Cool said, listen, you're not coming over here doing that stuff over here. Mm-hmm. And he shut that down pretty quickly.
Jamez Ross gets a gain of 6 on 1st down, so 2nd down and 4 coming up from right at the 50-yard line. And that Millard South M logo here at Millard South High School.
This is a huge series for Millard South to stymie this Westside offense, in which it looks like Westside does a pretty good job in kind of a hurry-up offense because Westside gets the ball at half. And so – one, you would like to stop him and possibly give a chance to air it out a couple times, but then also you got to give your defense some rest. And so you're playing against the clock, you're playing against the situational football. It's 3rd and medium. You're protecting against a touchdown for sure, and just because Westside gets the ball. And that's why that interception was so crucial. So, as you're watching this game on TV and then obviously listening to us, is some deep interceptions aren't that negative because it's the middle of the 1st quarter, beginning of the 2nd quarter. But when you're not receiving the ball at the beginning of the 2nd half, it is crucial, because if there's time enough for a Westside offense to potentially drive and kind of hit I call it a double dose, then you're really putting yourself behind the 8 ball. So now this is again up to this Millard South defense, this stingy defense, to step up one more time, bail the offense out, and get the ball back in his hands before half, or more importantly, going half only down 7-0.
3rd down and 4 from the 49-yard line of Millard South. Rezak back to pass, and that's going to be
great pass.
Hauled in. Great catch by Caleb Benning near the 40-yard line at the 41. Rezak threw that into coverage. It was good coverage on the play by Nathan Christensen. Just a better grab and strong fingertips of Caleb Benning.
Rezak did a really good job of throwing it only where Caleb Benning could catch it. Caleb Benning did an even better job of catching it with his hands and being strong.
And now we have a pass on 1st down intended for number 24, Trevor Spady. It's hauled in and taken all the way down inside the 10-yard line to the Millard South 8. And so now I think Westside will take their first time out. And Jay, we can just play hypothetical here as Westside's moving relatively quickly. 34 seconds to go here in the 2nd quarter, so still plenty of time before the halftime break for Omaha Westside. But you want to talk about the mentality or the way you feel going into the locker room down 7-0 compared to 14, as you mentioned, knowing that they get the ball at the start. We're talking about essentially back-to-back possessions that Westside could have to where they could go up 21, they could go up 17-0. If they're able to get a touchdown and then points on their opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, they very well could. And, it's something that you can face. But I also, seen this Millard South team put up 28 points in a matter of 4 minutes. And so it's not, now that'll be a little bit harder against Westside, but it can be done. So, Westside hasn't scored yet. Millard South very easily could get an interception. They got to make sure that they bow up against the run, because I think it's going to be Anthony Rezak time. They're going to go back to that RPO when they get in the red zone. Every quarterback likes to keep it because it's the easiest thing for them to do. So you got to make sure you shut that down. And if you get a chance to make a play on the ball, you got to do it. But I think that explosive play was a busted coverage because he was wide open.
Matchup to watch here. Benning's alone at the top as Rezak will throw his way, and it's going to be through the hands of Caleb Benning. Great coverage once again by Nathan Christensen. But they love to isolate Caleb Benning on the far side, or at least on one side of the field, and they threw his way.
They've been going there. Listen, it's a big game. it's not about plays, right? It's about players. And, Caleb Benning's one of their big-time players, and they're going to keep feeding him because they have a ton of confidence in him, and so does Rizak.
So second down and goal from the 8-yard line. Exactly 30 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Pressure off the edge. Rizak fires, and it's through the hands of Trevor Spady. He saw pay dirt, but he dropped it at around the 2-yard line, so it's going to bring up third down and goal now.
Yeah.
And now you shift that momentum or that mentality of, all right, if we can force a field goal here, that's a win.
And then also what they're doing here, and that's what I think maybe it happened on the explosive play, they're running a little bit of a rub route that is being executed really well, but it potentially could be a penalty. And so what they're doing is they have Christian Jones going to the flat, and then they have number 24 for Westside, Trevor Spady, kind of coming on the inside. And what's happening is the defenders aren't playing on different levels, so they're running into each other, and that's what happened on the explosive play. But they made an adjustment because even Spady, when he was a little bit open, he was right there in coverage and forced him to drop it. And so it's third down. I'm a big believer that they're going to go back to what they have done, habitually, as our habit is Rizak on the RPO. Generally, we'll take it. I don't think that I can see them maybe trying to throw a jump ball to Caleb Benning, but right now they're going to go the safe route, try to get close enough to the goal line to maybe make a decision, and not maybe have a high risk pass. Because look, you got to think Christensen has been all over Caleb Benning.
Yeah,
he has not backed down one time. But oddly enough, now we got Caleb Benning wide to the bottom left instead of the boundary. So something's going to be going on over here.
Snap back, third and goal. Rizak looking, fakes the pass, evades pressure, steps up, evades another tackler.
Great
but
tackle
then a
by
great
34.
job. Number 34 for Millard South, Jamison Rayner, the fourth leading tackler on this Millard South defense, forces Rizak down at the 6-yard line. And now it's decision time for Paul Lamoni.
What would you do, Nick?
I would go for it. I would go for it
because you get the ball in the
because
in the
you get the
beginning
ball
of
at
the
the start of the second half, and frankly, your defense has been able to stop Millard South's offense.
Sure. So yeah,
so I'm saying even at that point, at 2 possessions, or even at a 7-0 at the start of the third quarter, or halfway through the third quarter, I think you feel pretty good about setting your defense out there. Also, because your offense has been able to sustain drives,
right,
to where your defense has gotten plenty of a breather. Where Millard South, unfortunately enough for the Patriots, haven't necessarily been able to sustain drives for extended periods of time.
Yeah, we'll say this at Millard South, obviously with some crucial players, being out, you're not, Gabriel Pruka being out. And so, that he's their tempo setter at 5'10", 210. He's only a sophomore. So with him being out, that kind of, hurts the rhythm of their offense. And so it's going to be huge no matter what happens after this. And their Westside has decided to take the field goal, which I would have done.
So William Bowerly's out there to attempt the field goal. His first one was blocked. This one into the wind is plenty good. And so with 12 seconds remaining here in quarter number 2, Westside takes a 2-possession lead. They go up 10-0 over Millard South. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to high school football right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman back with you. Millard South High School just moments away from halftime in the Members Owned Credit Union halftime show here on The Ticket. So stick around for that, as we'll have plenty of thoughts of these first 2 quarters. That it's been 10 points so far for Westside, a goose egg to this point for Millard South. It doesn't necessarily feel like that. Like, this truly feels, there's a lot of games that will say, all right, yeah, the scoreboard only says 10-0, but it feels like it's much more of an insurmountable lead. This is truly feeling like a 10-0 game where it's just a few plays away from Millard South.
Yeah, it just feels like Westside has capitalized on obviously an early opportunity, or both of them, right? Early, the second play of the game, and then obviously just now in the series prior on the interception where they weren't necessarily in the red zone, but they were one more first down to being in the green zone or red zone, as whoever likes to call it. So I think they've just capitalized on Millard South, kind of stubbing their toe a little bit. But if I'm Millard South, I have plenty of confidence because I think, listen, we haven't played close to the capabilities that we're on offense or defense. And so we just got to get back to playing. Listen, we all the nervousness should be gone. We're probably overthinking it too much. let's just make it a goal for us to go out there and play up to our standards and see where we go after that.
A low line drive kick is fielded at the 15-yard line, and that is where I would assume this Millard South offense will just take a knee and head into the locker room. But we'll see. We'll see what Ty Wisdom, the head coach for Millard South,
you're not going to get the ball for about 30 minutes.
Well, that's true.
So generally what happens is they run how many timeouts they have left?
One.
Okay, generally they run a take play. Yep. That means it's going to be an easy kind of play, and if you allow them to get 10-plus yards, then we're going to try to go deep.
Yeah.
So
wind is at the back for Millard South.
Right, you got it. You have to use it because you're on defense coming out of the locker room.
So it's going to be shotgun set here after the Westside field goal. So Tamala will take the snap, turn, hand it off. Isaiah Traylor just forces his way forward for a nice gain of 6 yards or so, and that will signal the end of quarter number 2. Well, your score at the half. Look at the ref. Look at the ref running. Wow, look at that 40-yard dash time, Jay. Look at that, Jay. No comment?
Well, they got to make sure one team goes in without boxing each other.
Of course. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
So, important job there. Once again, your halftime score, Omaha Westside 10, Millard South 0 here in what they're calling the game of the year.
It's definitely the game of the year.
They're coining it here. So,
well, yeah, and it rightfully so. Two of the best teams, and it was a pretty uneventful first half. And I'm excited to see what comes of the second half.
So let's go ahead and take a couple-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the Members Owned Credit Union halftime show here from Millard South High School. Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman with you on 93.7 The Ticket.
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas?
We just got the estimate from the wedding caterer, and we're going to have to elope.
Actually, Members Owned Credit Union is offering no-fee home equity lines of credit. We can borrow what we need with equity from the house.
Wait, so we can keep the bacon-wrapped dates for the cocktail hour?
We can keep the bacon-wrapped dates. From wedding bells to trekking the globe and everything in between, capture your dreams your way with a no-fee Members Owned Credit Union home equity line of credit. Learn more at membersownedheloc.org. Limitations may apply. Equal housing lender.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Stretch, adjust, heal. At Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, we believe in the power of precise alignment. Our skilled chiropractors listen, understand, and treat your body's unique needs, offering a personalized pathway to peak performance. Don't let back pain knock you out of the game. Step into our clinic and walk out with a renewed strength. Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, pushing the boundaries of health and wellness. Treatment begins with you. Step back into life today.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats. Dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people. Small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sainer, Jay Foreman back with you here, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. This is the Members Owned Credit Union halftime show. Whether it's financing a new vehicle or financial guidance, Members Owned Credit Union is there for you. Members Owned Credit Union with locations in Lincoln and Beatrice. All right, Jay, so number 1 versus number 2, Omaha Westside versus Millard South. It's 10-0 at the half. Westside leads by 10 points. They got a late field goal there with 12 seconds to go in quarter number 2. But outside of that, they hadn't scored since their first offensive possession of the game. Nice job in the in-between there by Millard South's defense to force quite a few punts from Omaha Westside's offense that can be extremely powerful. It's an offense averaging 51 points per game while only giving up a total of 26 all season long.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if I'm Millard South, my head's not down because I'm down 10-0. I'm more or less mad at myself because we kind of oozed or tiptoed into this game and we haven't played up to our capabilities. But then the positive side is, like you said, we're only down 10-0. To Westside that has scored. They just beat Kearney, the number 3 team, 56-0. So they're a powerful team, and we're hanging in there, and our defense is keeping us in the game. And so we can lean on that. Now we're going to call upon our defense right away coming out of halftime, but we have to make sure we make some crucial adjustments for our offense to get going. Number 1, to score points, obviously, which is obviously the most important. But number 2, give that defense a rest and keep the momentum on our side once we get it.
Okay, so just assessing Millard South's situation right now, right? You lose your starting running back and one of your best players in Nolan Feller just 3 games into the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're starting running back going into tonight's game, got injured early in the first quarter. So now it's the Isaiah Traylor show for the time being. What do you do? Because you have one of the best receivers in the state on the perimeter in Amarion Jackson. You have a really good sophomore quarterback in Jet Tamala, but they continue to run Isaiah Traylor up the middle.
Right.
What's the adjustment that needs to be made?
Yeah, you can run Isaiah Traylor up the middle because, to have Isaiah Traylor as your number 3 back, that's why they're number 2 in the nation, or number 2 in Nebraska in the high school rankings. So maybe switch up the timing or the when you run him up the middle, right? I think for the last 2 series in a row, it's been run up the middle, try to throw medium range, maybe take a shot deep. Let's get some rhythm, different rhythm in there. Maybe some off tackle plays to get him out in space, because Isaiah Traylor can run inside and outside. So it's not because you're running him up the middle. It's when you're running him up the middle. But then also I think we mix in some passes to Marion Jackson, maybe move him around a little bit, motion him a little bit, maybe throw it to Traylor some. And then just get into a better rhythm, because you got to think, Dylan Jones plays offense, right? And he obviously had a big catch. You can get it to him. You got Dylan Cool, who could be a factor. You could also run a little bit of a kind of a tight end jet sweep with Dylan Cool. They tried to run a tight end screen with him, so you can run different things. And then also, let's not forget, when they tried to run a smoke screen to Benjamin McKetty, right, the 6'1", 170-pound senior receiver. Christian Jones jumped it and really could have had an interception and went back to the house. Well, let's not forget that you can run a counter off of that. Let's also not forget the series after that, Jensen was wide open, even when they got the ball to the Marion Jackson. So I think sometimes you can run the same plays and switch guys around as far as where they line up to create matchup problems. That's what Westside has done, and where you see Caleb Benning one-on-one against Christensen. And then on the play that they almost tried to score on, they had him to the wide side of the field. So the rhythm of the offense, the timing of the play calls, but then also the personnel will lead Millard South to get back into this game, because talent for talent, they're there. Westside has done a really good job of taking away what their strengths, and now it's up to the Millard South coaching staff to create new strengths and then also go against Westside's weaknesses. And so when you look at Westside's defense, right, rushing the passer is probably not their forte. Yeah. They're really good at the second and third level, right? And then they're really good at run fits and controlling the line of scrimmage. Well, you got to get them off kilter, right? Right. You got to get these defensive linemen running. So maybe you might motion to a wide receiver screen. Maybe you might motion to a running back screen. Maybe you might run a option route screen. And then maybe you might work the intermediate passing game and not in the middle of the field. So the intermediate passing game would be from the middle of the field to the numbers. And why? Because you're eliminating, depending on what side of the field, it would be Christian Jones and Caleb Benning, Christian Jones and Teddy Rizak. And so then you're able to dictate the coverage, whether it's one-on-one or zone. And if you could somehow, some way get Jensen on Kenyon Cotton, I like 6'6" against 5'10", no matter what the speed differential is. And so you got to be a little bit more creative. But then also I don't think it's a time to panic for Millard South, because, at the end of the day, they hadn't played up their potential, right? And that's a bad thing that they hadn't for the first half. But it's a good thing, because we've seen them, once they start rolling, they really put up some points and really be explosive. So I think it's just a quick halftime adjustments, and the message is different in each locker room, right, Nick? Yeah. Whereas Westside, it says, listen, we gotta finish off drives, right? Our defense is giving us the ball in great position, kind of like Nebraska did for Nebraska's offense on the road against Illinois. We gotta finish off drives, and then defensively, we got to keep doing what we're doing. And then when you look at Millard South, what they're saying is like, we got to get going on offense, just for the simple fact we haven't even broke a sweat yet. And then they're saying defense, we're going to lean on you one more time. It won't be the last time, but we need you this time. They do that, and then they're able to drive down, get a productive drive, and get some points. You got a whole different ballgame, because I'm a firm believer in this. As much experience as Westside has, state championship game 2 years in a row, quite frankly, could have been, defending state champion, and right down to the last minute the year before, knocking on the door, prior years, and just a long history of winning, right? And that experience in the coaching staff, even though they have a new head coach, the closer the game, right? Yeah. All the power, all the momentum, all the positivity is on that Millard South sideline. So really, you're like, there's an old saying, let's get close early and leave them late. And so that's what they're trying to do. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they come out in this first half of the third quarter.
Once again, your halftime score here between number 1 Omaha Westside, number 2 Millard South, 10-0. The Warriors of Westside lead the home team the Millard South Patriots. We're sitting at about 50 degrees, but it feels a lot colder than that with the 19-mile-an-hour wind blowing directly in from the north end zone towards the south end zone here at Millard South High School. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. When we return, we'll have the start of the second half here from Millard South. We are listening to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket.
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas?
We just got the estimate from the wedding caterer, and we're going to have to elope.
Actually, Members Own Credit Union is offering no-fee home equity lines of credit. We can borrow what we need with equity from the house.
Wait, so we can keep the bacon-wrapped dates for the cocktail hour?
We can keep the bacon-wrapped dates. From wedding bells to trekking the globe and everything in between, capture your dreams your way with a no-fee Members Own Credit Union home equity line of credit. Learn more at membersownheloc.org. Limitations may apply. Equal housing lender.
At Doane University, you can play a sport you love and also receive a world-class education. You'll learn leadership skills on and off the court that will set you up for success long after graduation. Doane isn't a place where you get lost. It's a place to get found, and it's a place where your future is uniquely yours. Learn more about the endless possibilities at Doane University today at doane.edu.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, and they've scouted out the best Kawasaki side-by-side deals for you. Score up to $2,500 off the 2023 Kawasaki Terex and up to $1,000 off Mule Pro FX and FXCs. Whether you want to handle the toughest task in a trusted, tried and true mule or looking to dominate adventure in a Terex, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of Kawasaki side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer valid through 9/30/2023. Subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Model and year exclusions apply. Cannot be combined with promotional retail financing rates.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
As the chief buffet officer here at Pizza Ranch, I get all kinds of buffet questions. Here's one from Cole.
Is there a real cactus in your cactus bread?
Great question, Cole. No, there is no cactus in our cactus bread, just sweet cinnamony streusel. It's on our buffet every day, along with pizza, chicken, ice cream, and all your other favorites. Even better, at least for your parents, kids eat free on Tuesday nights. And don't worry, Cole, there's no coal in our coleslaw either.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet. Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman back with you. Millard South High School, the site for number 1 versus number 2. Omaha Westside versus Millard South here. Halftime score 10-0. The Warriors up on the Patriots. This has been the Members Own Credit Union halftime show, whether it's financing a new vehicle or financial guidance, Members Owned Credit Union is there for you. Members Owned Credit Union with locations in Lincoln and Beatrice. So once again, just about ready to get underway here in quarter number 3. Millard South will kick things off to Omaha Westside. Westside will have to travel into the wind, that 19-mile-an-hour breeze. They'll have to go directly in it. I felt it on the interstate driving up here, Jay.
Yeah,
that wind was a little.
Yeah, the wind is. Yeah, it's affected the way Millard South has been able to pass, and then obviously with injuries at the running back position, it's given Westside the advantage because obviously they have their starter. So adjustments are to be made from team to team, right, player to player, and situation to situation. Then you also have to take in the elements as well. So listen. Westside's up 10-0. Millard South is out there gonna, try to get a hold of this game, and this first quarter and a half, or first half of this third quarter, is going to be crucial.
So once again, Westside in that first half, they scored initially on their first offensive possession of the game that happened because of an interception, and then went 60 yards for the score, and then didn't score the entire rest of the first half until 12 seconds to go in the second quarter, and they hit a nice, easy field goal.
Right, but again, capitalize off the interception. And so what you have to do is make sure, look, it's no different than Nebraska. It's no different than if we watch your Detroit Lions or my Buffalo Bills. You cannot lose the turnover margin. So it's not insurmountable right now. And so what Millard South has to do is just get control of the game, one play at a time, you know what I mean? And then just, eventually when they get the ball, just go ahead and do their thing. They got plenty of power. They got plenty of explosive power on offense and on defense to get back in this game, not only keep the game close, but win it.
So Nathan Thompson, rocking number 99, will kick things off, raise his right hand in the air, and we are underway here in the third quarter. It's a line drive kick right at the feet, but fielded cleanly, and now scoring his way
hit
through.
There by number, what was that, number 94? Ooh.
Yeah, great hit. Now there's a late penalty flag as well, as the return was made by
number
Kevon
34.
Shannon.
Number 34, that was a really good hit. Sometimes when you kind of do those squib kicks, the returners can kind of catch the coverage team asleep a little bit and get a huge return, but it was a really good job of overlapping by Jamison Rayner and making a good, strong hit there at about the 25-yard line. And it's even better because for Millard South is that there was a holding penalty or a block in the back on Westside. And like I said in the first half, when you're used to kind of playing clean football and, kind of everything's on schedule and you're getting 20-some yards of return and you're always kind of ahead of the chains. Well, when you play against better teams, they cause you to have, the higher penalty rate, a higher negative play rate. And so this lets you know. So regardless of the score, this lets you know Millard South is right on par with them. The difference is capitalizing on mistakes made by the quarterback position.
So here we are, 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line for Omaha Westside after the holding penalty. Actually, now they're going to move it up to the 16.
Look for Westside right now to do what? Quarterback run game.
Run the ball.
Yep.
With
Rezak or Jones.
Yep. So now Rezak in the shotgun home motion, bending from bottom to top, hand it off, or keep it rather. Fakes the handoff to John Ross. He got a little lucky there. He was holding that football out by his head. And now, what's going on, Jake?
Listen, that was the hit of the game. Well, we'll see who he is. Number 8. What was that? Number 8.
Number 8.
Number 8. Watch this. Number 8. Caleb Penowitz, 5'11", 200 pounds. He laying the wood.
Quick as Jamez Ross will now take the second down carry, and he gets flipped over the top as he'll get a first down and then some past the 25-yard line to about the 27. Caleb Benning got flipped by Dylan Cool away from that play. That's a matchup then to watch.
A little WWF action there. A little hip toss there. That was no penalty there, but it was a good physical play. They were just showing some little love to each other.
First and 10, and Aiden Miller says, Jamez Ross, you're not going anywhere. He stops him at the line for a second down and 10 coming up By the way, that hit of the game on number 8 by number 8, Caleb Panowitz, sponsored by Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy.
Silly,
if you're experiencing pain or soreness, make your way over to Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, just 1 block east of 70th and Pioneers in Lincoln. So once again,
Caleb hit that man like he stole his Snickers bar or something. Like he broke into his locker. Caleb, don't do that. Don't hit that man like that.
2nd down and 10 from their own 27-yard line. Rizak breaks the huddle. He'll line up in shotgun, directing traffic. Millard South showing some pressure from now. They'll back off. Rizak back to pass down the middle of the field. And paths were converging, but it falls incomplete, intended for Caleb Benning.
Listen here.
2 penalty flags, though, back near the line of scrimmage at the 21.
Could it be holding? But regardless, Nathan Christensen has shown the coaches something. Listen, listen, Dylan Jones goes out. He's kind of in and out of the game. He's playing primarily, it looks like, on offense. Nathan Christensen comes in and goes against, quite frankly, probably the Gatorade Player of the Year, and hasn't blinked once.
Yeah.
Man-to-man defense, made a huge play in the first half and was right there again, one-on-one coverage. And so this is how Millard South is able to be competitive. He's a 5'8", 145-pound corner that's a sophomore.
So
locking guys up.
2nd down and 20 after the holding penalty. Rizak back to pass, throws it out near side, caught by Jones across the 25-yard line, and it gets it back to around the original line of scrimmage, just a gain of 8 on that play. So now that brings up 3rd down and 12, though, and a huge opportunity for Millard South to get off the field.
This is what we talked about at halftime. Defense, step up one time, right? Yep. We need you one more time, and we need you all the time, and this is it. We need you to get off the field. We need the ball back in our offense's hands. This is a huge play in the first half or the second half of this game.
Rizak gets hit as he throws, intended for Benning. Great protection, great coverage. Number 17, Nathan Christensen.
You know what Nathan Christensen said? I got you on lockdown, and I'm putting money on your books. Listen, Nathan Christensen for the 4th time tonight. Mano-a-mano, 0 coverage, 5'8", 145. Going against a Power 5 kid has not blinked once. He is a sophomore. I don't know if he's either a true sophomore or he could probably be a freshman. He's a good young football player. This is how you have a program that has the rest of the state on notice for the next 2 years. Okay?
So now
these bunch of sophomores out here deboing the seniors.
So now it's a 4th down punt as it's into the wind, and Millard South didn't even put a returner back there as they're going to down this at their own 36-yard line. Pretty good field position to start things out here.
That's a win. Look at the momentum. Look at the energy on Millard South's sideline. Look at the love Nathan Christensen's getting, right? Look at him. Everybody knows what he's doing. Yep. I mean, that's a hard job. I mean, that's also a credit to Caleb Benning, right? Where look, he's a sophomore, probably didn't think he was going to play this much. He might play some, but listen, hey, Dylan Jones gets hurt a little bit. You're up, and we're not changing our defense. That's how much confidence we have in you.
So now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Millard South offense at their own 36-yard line. Our first look at Tamala here in the second half. He had 2 INTs in the first 2 quarters. Now play action, looking left side. They're going to take a shot, one-on-one coverage, and it's well out of the reach of, I believe that's number 13, number 18.
Number 19.
Benjamin Meniketti.
See, I like the play call being aggressive, kind of like a sudden change. You got the momentum, but I think he came off of Marion Jackson too quick, right? And so what you have to do when you're playing against teams that are going to jump you or jump your routes or know what you're doing is you got to throw to a good receiver like that out of his break. Mm-hmm. You can't throw when he's open. You got to throw when he's open or throw him open. And that just comes from experience and playing games like this, but then also just being a little bit more patient.
So now 2nd down and 10 after the shot on 1st down. High snap, corralled by Tamala. It's dropping back, and now he's going to dump it off, and that's almost intercepted. Guess what? Christian Jones read it again. Yeah. And Dylan Jones took a hit for the 2nd time as he was kind of just hung out to dry there. And now getting some words of wisdom from head coach Ty Wisdom on the sideline.
Again, that's that Oklahoma screen pass that they run or used to run when Lincoln Riley was the head coach to Bob Stoops' son. And obviously it worked against Nebraska, but it's a pretty effective play because you get the defense rushing the quarterback and you're bringing the guy from a non-zone or non-screen side and then it's almost like a punt return where you got 3 or 4 lead blockers. And so now, even though the defense did their job, not a lot of time off the clock. Now the pressure is your 3rd and 10. Now you need a big play.
So 3rd and 10, Tamala getting blitzed from the backside, and he's going to find his receiver, his number 1 target.
Yep.
Amarion Jackson catches it right at the middle of the M and down at the 48.
Give Tamala credit, right? He stood in there, looked the defender coming right at him, took a huge hit that could have been a late hit, and delivered a missile to Amarion Jackson under pressure. That was a great play.
They'll turn, hand it off up the middle. Isaiah Traylor goes nowhere as it's going to be 1st down and 10. Now a couple extracurricular activities between Teddy Rizak and a Millard South offensive lineman, but nice job by the officials. I like the no call. No call.
Well,
just letting them go.
And they're talking to him.
But now we're going to have a penalty flag on Millard South. It may be a sideline interference, which is just a warning the first time it's called. But we'll see what the call is here on Millard South. The near sideline official called it.
What happened? You got it, ran in the ref? I mean, you can't be.
Maybe they made contact with the official.
He said something to him? Maybe sidelines.
Well, they're moving him back. They're moving him back.
Like his cologne or something.
There you go.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, what could he have possibly have said that the action was over there?
It's going to be on Millard South.
All right.
So now it's going to be on the bench of Millard South. And so with that, that'll move him back a whopping.
Well, this is the first.
Keep him moving.
Well, this is the first.
A whopping 15 yards.
Well, this is the first penalty.
Dang.
This is the
goes
first,
from the 48-yard line to the 33.
That's a good math there by Pius X, the graduate there, Nick Sainer. But this is the first time that you've seen Millard South kind of really stub their toe, right, as far as penalties. And so it's unfortunate because they had momentum after a huge gain.
And now Tamala will just throw off his back foot.
That's
and it's going to go on the far sideline.
I guess I'm not supposed to say anything because they say that partial.
Yeah, come on, Jay.
Well, listen.
Lock in. No, I'm just kidding.
I am locked in.
I'm kidding.
But if you're not playing the ball and you're stopping the guy from running down the field, I am not really not being partial. That is pass interference no matter who's out there.
Jay Foreman, closeted Millard South fan.
Even if it was you, Nick, I would say that was pass interference.
Thanks.
Because you would be slow out of your back pedal anyway.
Of course. So once again, 3rd down and 24.
Right.
From the 33-yard line. They'll send a motion receiver. Tamala looking.
He's open.
Rolls out to the left side. Tamala's going to keep it himself, and he'll just go out of bounds at the 44-yard line, make up a couple yards of ground, and that'll bring on the Millard South punt unit.
Yeah, it was they had Amarion Jackson on a deep over route. So they make it look like he's running a wheel route, and then they bring him on a deep over route. So he was open, but the problem was they had such good pass rush from a secondary blitzer and the defensive line of Westside. He wasn't able to set up and get it to him. And so now it's about 4th. This is going to be a pooch punt, right?
Yeah. So now it's going to be 4th and 13 from their own 44. Tamala will step back, and he's going to just pooch punt it away.
That's a good punt.
And that's a really good punt there by the quarterback, as it's going to take a couple stops. And how about that? Great job by a wide receiver as number 14, Dylan Jones, was able to control his body right at the 1-yard line.
The tiptoe burglar. And so this is the thing is, like, Dylan Jones, when we watched him all season, right, he had been the starting corner. And, he's playing on special teams, playing, periodically on offense and has not came off the bench on defense. I wonder if that's by game plan or just how, Nathan Christensen is really taking over, or they might need Dylan Jones more on offense this game due to the injuries at the running back position.
So once again, 1st down and 10 here as Westside takes over after a really nice punt by the Millard South quarterback, pooch style, inside the 5-yard line. They marked it down at the 2. And so it's going to be 1st and 10 from there. Rizak in his end zone. He hands it off. Jamez Ross, nice job rushing to the ball as it's a short gain of 2 yards by the Westside running back, Jamez Ross. So that brings up 2nd down and 8 from the 5 with 8:37 to go here in quarter number 3. 10-0 Westside. Still plenty of time if you're Millard South to get back into this one because you're technically not out of it, Jay Foreman.
Oh, you're never out of this. There's still plenty of time to play. You just are probably mad at yourself because you didn't take advantage of getting that Westside offense off the field in that first series.
And now a quarterback keeper by Rezak goes right up the middle. We've seen it a plethora of times so far tonight as he gets across the 15-yard line.
Right.
Good for an 11-yard gain up to the 16 for a Westside first down. So first and 10 now.
One little caveat to this, Nick, is that we saw what Northeast play Kearney last night, and Westside plays them next.
Yeah.
So Westside is going to empty the tank, per se, in this game because they know they play Northeast next week. No disrespect to Northeast, but you're playing a team better than that beat Kearney 56-0. And so when you think about, trying to get the ball to Caleb Benning, running Rezak, and those guys going out and making plays, they're well aware of the stipulations of this game, but then also who they're playing next week and as they get prepared for the state playoff run. So Millard South is getting the best shot from Westside right now.
It was a loss of 2 on the first down keeper by Rezak. They ran a similar play. Rezak decided to keep it, but lost 2 yards on the play. A nice tackle there by number 50, Jack Ladd of Millard South, to drop him for a loss of 2. Quick pass out near side. It's going to be hauled in, and this is Caleb Benning with it across the 20, and they're going to mark him down at the 24, maybe the 24-yard line, about 2 yards shy of the first down marker, and a crucial 3rd down and 2 coming up for the Millard South defense as well as the Omaha Westside offense.
Yeah, really good job there by Westside getting it to one of their playmakers in a different route combination. Got Caleb Benning on a delayed flat route. Good job by Millard South is corralling him and then trying to strip the ball, but it puts Westside in a great position to get a first down. Anthony Rezak on the quarterback take.
Rezak will keep it himself as he's going to
punt team get ready.
Get stopped after just a yard gain on that play.
Even a yard gain.
They gave him a yard up to the 20, up to the 30-yard line. They gave him a yard. It was initially at the 28. Now it's going to be 4th down and 1 at the 30-yard line.
Again, the Millard South defense, now they have to do a good job of staying onside. There's no reason to jump off sides, right? And guess what? They're punting into the wind. So now I'm going to move Amarion Jackson up a little bit more. It's safe. It's defense safe, where you have the defense hold up the punt team and try to get a big return, even though you have your number 1 defense out there.
So 4th down here is Westside will punt this one away. Amarion Jackson standing back at his own 40. He signals for the fair catch, and he hauls it in securely at their own 43-yard line. Let's take a 30-second timeout. We haven't done one all quarter. We got to take care of our partners, our teammates, our advertisers. Let's take a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Oh, is that a
Now back to high school football on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Here on the first down play from scrimmage, Isaiah Traylor gets the handoff and he fumbles the football. And so how about that? The defense was all huddled around on this bench watching film, and not even a one-play break. They got to run back out there.
Yeah, that's what you call sudden change, Nick. And it was a really good job on your part to make sure that we took a 30-second break and missed one of the most crucial plays in the game.
Thank you.
Again, all jokes aside, right? We talked about running up the middle with your third-team running back, so forth, and he hadn't probably played a lot all year. I'm talking about the sequence, the play sequence, right?
Yeah.
I think almost every drive, that's the way it started, and Westside is definitely keying in on that.
So it's going to be 1st and 10, and Westside takes over on the plus side of the 50 on the Millard South 44-yard line. So they'll have trips out to the near side and one receiver at the top. Rezak, quick pass out near side, caught, but a great tackle by guess who? Dylan Cool.
A phenomenal tackle on Kenyon Coleman. Tried to get a quick little smoke screen to him. He defeated the blocker. He actually destroyed the block of Christian Jones and made a tackle for loss there. So now it would look, when you need sudden change as a defender, you have to step up. And Millard South has been playing great defense all night. And so they think, like, look, if we stop them again, we get the momentum, and the offense has to score.
So 2nd down and 12 from now the 46. Rezac back to pass, gets flushed, throws out, has a wide open receiver. It's Trevor Spady up on the far sideline, and it's a 1st down inside the 30 at the Millard South 29-yard line.
Obviously, Trevor Spady is not in their defensive game plan to cover, because every time that the pass goes to him, he is wide open.
Yeah.
And again, they're running these delayed rub routes. And for Millard South, they have to make sure that they're playing on different levels. If you look at them right now, Nick, their secondary defender or their second level defenders are at the same depth. And so what happens is when you're running at the defenders and then rubbing them off on each other, one of them comes open, and it's just Spady tonight.
It's going to be a quarterback keeper on 1st down. It'll go for a yard. Something to watch on the sideline here, Jay. Aiden Miller just went out, and it's not holding that right shoulder, but he's favoring that right shoulder, and hit one of the carts in frustration. And so he's getting tended to on the sideline now.
He has a brace on. And
now Rezac on the keeper as he gets near the 1st down marker, taken down at the 20. He'll be about a half a yard shy unless they just give him the favorable spot, but it'll be 3rd down and inches.
Yeah, and again, you're seeing Westside now they're on their way to possibly taking advantage of another Millard South mishap. And so the defense has to hold strong right here. A victory for them would be, holding them to a field goal. Then it'd only be 13-0.
Keep it 2 possessions.
Right, keep it 2 possessions. And so this is a huge series right now for the Millard South Millard South defense and the Westside offense.
Hand off to Jamez Ross. He needed just a few inches, and I think he got about a yard. And so nice job defensively by Millard South, just not quite good enough there on 3rd down and extremely short as they're going to give him the first at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, I mean,
or 19-yard line, rather.
19-yard line. So now look, as Aiden Miller's coming back in the game. Obviously, got himself taken care of. So this defense from Millard South, you got to make sure. Look, we got to defend 19 yards, right? Our goal is to force them to kick a field goal, and you also know that you can block a field goal. So it's not a guaranteed three points like it was maybe last year. You just got to make sure you're doing the things you need to do.
So a quick pass out near side. It's going to be a touchdown as Keenan Cotton is able to stroll in from 19 yards out. It was a quick pass from Anthony Rezac to Cotton on the near side, and he slipped a couple would-be tacklers, and the Warriors now lead 16-0.
And just like that, you're down 16-0, but it wasn't anything that Westside did. Millard South had the perfect defensive play call for the play. It just so happens that one guy didn't set the edge, one guy wasn't the alley filler, one missed tackle, touchdown. An interesting thing here, Nick, I want to let you is I'm watching Harper Rutan come off the field.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow he hit somebody and his face mask fell off.
Got to screw it back in.
Yeah, he did. He's going to have to get another helmet or get somebody to put it back in. But, that's a little side note. And so what you have to do now, like Millard South, is really get your composure, right? You're watching a prior defensive series, sudden change. Now Millard South offense at this point, we gotta have some more authoritative talks. It's time right now for you guys to step up. Mm-hmm. We are pretty much through this 3rd quarter, and you guys have done nothing but stub your toe and put us in bad positions. You guys are better than that. This isn't coming down on you. This is actually encourage you and imploring you to play up to your potential, because you have way too much talent. Mm-hmm. You haven't really targeted Marion Jackson. Every time you target him, he's open. Right, you kind of tried to overfeed Jensen, and then it led to 2 interceptions. You have a fumble, so all the things that have led to you being down 17-0 is our doing.
Yeah,
and so now, if you know that we can do things in a negative way to hurt us, we could do things in a positive way to get back in this game, but it's not gonna come by running the same play on the first series of running the same play, the first play of every series.
So the Westside Warriors lead now 17-0 over Millard South. Low line drive kick. Fielded at the 14-yard line. Nice job by Amarion Jackson. Spin move at the 32, and he gets taken down at the 36.
Just like that. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, he's electrifying. Exhilarating. Mm-hmm. You know what exhilarating means?
I do.
What does it mean? You don't know.
It means a rush.
Kind of. That's a good job, though.
You tell me. What does exhilarating mean?
It means essentially exceptional. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so first and 10 here from the 36-yard line. Snap back to Mahala looking left. Pass is going to be hauled in on a diving catch by Isaac Jensen. It was a little underthrown on that far sideline, but Jensen able to haul it in down on one knee at the 40.
Tamala has for a sophomore, he has a really good arm. I mean, they're throwing some deep out routes from one hash to inside the opposite number, and they have no problem throwing it. And look, they're in a little bit more of a hurry-up offense, more of a 7-on-7 look. 5 wides or 5 guys that can go out for a pass. Here comes the deep over route by Omarion Jackson about now.
Now Tamala steps up in the pocket. Plenty of time. Throws it Jackson's way. It's hauled in. Did he get a foot down? And he sure did. Omarion Jackson.
What you know what that's called, Nick? That's called toe drag swag. And you know what? You're looking at the replay. It don't matter in high school.
There's no replay.
Matter, right? You might as well just fast forward past that bad boy, right? It don't matter. It don't matter in high school, baby. It's toe drag swag that counts as a catch. Put it on your huddle right there. Omarion Jackson is just to let you know he is 14 years old, 15 years old. I don't even know if he has his driver's permit. There he is.
What a snag by Omarion Jackson across the middle.
It's called climbing the ladder. That's what that's called, Nick. It's called climbing the ladder.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
Tell me again.
I don't know why, if you're Millard South, you would ever run it again right now.
Well, you can't. You're down 17-0. Now this might be what you do best. 5 wides, run and gun, throw it to number 9, 11, and 19, and everything good. There goes
Tamala. He's going to rush.
He tried to go to dead leg. Oh no, he hit him with the okie doke. He hit him with the dead leg and dipped under. And two West Side guys hit each other like 2 trains in the night. This is when Millard South might be at their best when you're playing against a team like Westside when you have your third team running back. Right. And one of your best offensive linemen is out too, number 64.
Yeah.
And so this is going to allow the offensive line to protect easier and wear that defensive line out.
Tamala looking left, now rolls right.
You gotta run it.
Tamala looking. He spins out of 1 sack, and now he's going to be taken down. As Tamala goes back down at the 12-yard line.
Can cramp up when it's cold outside?
I did, as that's number 54, Jonathan Hurtado, cramping up as he's the one who made the sack on Tamala as well.
He's a linebacker, though, 5'9", 200. He is definitely – look, when you're running in this hurry-up offense and you haven't really had any threats all game, you will get gassed. And for Millard South, now you got to be – now, listen, you got to be aggressive or you got to be patient. We need points.
Yeah.
We need the momentum on our side. If it's not there, throw it out of the end zone.
Tamala throws to a cutting receiver, and guess who? Omarion Jackson again.
Listen, he's almost at the point he's the most unstoppable force out there in the state. That was not home field. That was not home cooking on that spot there. Can we go back to replay?
No. High school don't matter, remember? High school don't matter. He caught it at the 4. He caught it at the 4, and that's going to be 4th down and inches. Tamala, he almost had the defensive lineman jumping early. It's going to be 4th and inches here as Tamala looks towards the sideline.
What are you doing?
Asking Ty Wisdom, the head coach for Millard South, what he wants to do, and he's going to call a timeout here with 18 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Man, Jay, this is the most successful we've seen this Millard South offense so far. You feel like this is a drive where you can really take that momentum back despite being down 17-7, and you could have done that with a touchdown there.
Yeah, and I mean they had one other drive before when they threw it an interception. And then obviously that's how Westside got the 3 points, right?
Yeah.
But this is the best and the most rhythmic this offense has looked. They look more, you know what, to be honest with you, Nick, they look more at home playing this way than what they probably have been playing for the last couple of weeks, right? You struggle against Columbus. You struggle in the first half mightily against Westside. You have to go to a little bit more 5 wides, up tempo. And you know what? This isn't a byproduct of being down 17-0. This is a byproduct of having to get something started. And these guys can run this offense because they have the skill position guys to run it with ease. So this is an offense that they could run anytime, anywhere, any place.
So now they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Push.
They're going to go here. Tamala under center. He's going to turn, fake the handoff, throw out to the near side. It's caught. Touchdown, Millard South.
There he goes, Dylan Cole. What happened to the lights?
The lights. This is the celebration they got, Jake.
Oh, okay. I thought he scored. Everybody forgot
the lights went out.
Oh, okay.
They don't do
the lights out.
They don't do this at Seacrest.
Okay, Dylan Cole to the flat. I like it. A la Patrick Mahomes, a la Peyton Manning. Everybody thinks you're going to run, and you brought in the big lineman, right? You brought in the running back, a reverse out right there to the flat. Great pass, great catch. Millard South is back in this game in a big way. They have the momentum, and this defense is going to take them home if they can get Westside off the field before the end of you can't do it, but in the first couple minutes of the fourth quarter, we're going to have a barn burner here.
Well, how about this, Jay? In the last 18 quarters, those are the first points that Westside has allowed in their last 18 quarters of football. They pitched 3 straight shutouts against Norfolk, against North Platte, and then obviously against Kearney as well. So that's their first points that they've allowed defensively in 18 quarters of football. It's truly unbelievable.
But they haven't faced an offense with the type of players, personnel like this all year. And this is why they're both number 1 and number 2. And you're seeing a superstar emerge tonight, Amarion Jackson. He has a great bloodline.
Yeah. Amarion
You know what I'm saying?
I do. Amarion Jackson, that was his 10th touchdown reception of 2023.
It's just like how I used to do. That's that kinfolk. That's the bloodline. That's what happens. That's the nephew. Matt Rule, if you're listening, my bloodline is out here just murking out on everybody.
Matt Rule is visiting Carter Nelson in Ainsworth,
he's right over. I see him over there at Westside. Right? I see him over there right now.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he's pretty impressed. He's going to come over to Millard South pretty soon.
Okay, there you go.
He got a little pooch kick.
A little bit of a short pooch kick fielded at the 20. Fair catch was signaled for there by Christian Jones, the future Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Christian Jones, he committed to Notre Dame?
Or excuse me, not Christian Jones. I was thinking Teddy Rizak. Yeah. Christian Jones has an offer to Notre Dame. I apologize. Thank you, Jay.
Yeah, I'm just
keeping me on schedule.
On point, man.
Yeah, you're good. I thank you. Christian Jones, by the way, this is a good time to tell people. Christian Jones, number 1 player in Nebraska in the 2025 class, 106th best player in the country next year, has 16 total offers to this point. Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Nebraska.
Yeah, all that matters is he got the Nebraska offer.
There you go.
His dad, I played with his dad.
Christian
Jones.
His
dad played with me, it don't matter, but his dad, Christian Jones is a phenomenal all-around athlete, like many of the guys on Westside.
Yep.
There's going to be plenty of choices from these college. Oh, what a play by Dylan Cole right here. When you talk about setting the edge with one arm,
he was
getting held, grabbing a Division I running back by the other arm, and then alligating him down for a tackle for loss. That might be one of the best plays I've seen by a defender all year.
There is a penalty marker on the play, and the way that Millard South is reacting is that this might be on the Patriots. So we're going to have to find out. It's going to be a hold on Omaha Westside. The way it initially looked or viewed was that Millard South was going to get signaled for a face mask. And so thankfully, though, if you're a Patriots fan there, it's going to be first down and about 20 from inside your own 20-yard line with 8 seconds left here in the third quarter. 17-7 the score. Plenty of time. Whole 12 minutes and 8 seconds of game time remain in this one. Here on a chilly night, 19-mile-an-hour winds, 50 degrees at the start of the third quarter. It's probably dropped a few since then.
But it's warming up in here. And, Westside, fan base was sitting awful pretty over there, right? And had control of the game, 17-0. Experience wins. Well, the youth of Millard South has kind of woke them up a little bit. And now you're seeing the sidelines look more vibrant. You're seeing the fan base look more vibrant. And you see Westside playing a different game, right? They're a little bit – this is the first time probably in about first of all season now, and then, besides the state championship, that they've been on their heels. And so what Millard South has to do is continue to take this momentum and try to get more points of it and get the ball back to the offense. And what Westside has to do is just get back on schedule. A big dose of Anthony Rizak, big dose of Jones, mix in Caleb Benning, and then also mix in or Ross, right? Excuse me, and then also Jones as well. Look, when you're trying to close out a game, whether you're Millard South coaching staff or Westside's coaching staff, it's not plays, right? It's players. I just named the players over there. And then when you look on the side of Millard South, you're talking about Aiden Miller, Dylan Cole. You're talking about Marion Jackson, Tamala, Jensen. That's who's going to try to win it from them. Or they got to step up and do it. And so, yeah, you're going to call plays, but you're going to call those certain plays for those, 8 guys I said, 4 on each side to take you home. And now they're only up by 10 points. And you just saw in that one drive how quick they can just go down the field.
Yeah.
So if they get the ball 2 more times, do not think that they can't just do it within less than a minute. We've seen it live in action twice. Now we're seeing it again. And so Westside has to get control of this game. And if I'm a defender, I'm looking right at, Rezac. I know they have Teddy Rezac in here. So now Westside is, you know what? They're saying, you know what? We're going to add another guy to it. We're going to go with our Notre Dame commit, and we're going to try to overwhelm you with our superior athletic ability.
So now it's going to be the start of the fourth quarter as the two teams will switch sides. Westside going towards the south end zone. They'll have the wind at their back, wearing their white uniforms here tonight. So here we go. The lights are back on at the start of the fourth quarter. The snap.
Little rain.
Rezac, left side, pass is hauled in. It'll get about 8 yards up to the 20-yard line to the pass from Rezac to Caleb Benny.
Right, and what do? You come right out of the fourth quarter, try to slow the momentum down, get the crowd sitting back in their seats, get it to your all-state player in Caleb Benny. Quite frankly, probably be the Gatorade Player of the Year to settle the crowd down, but then also give you some confidence.
So now 2nd down and 12 from your 19-yard line. Rezac back to pass, looks left. Pass is going to be incomplete. Great job by number 1. Javante Walker, a 5'10", 180-pound defensive back, as Caleb Benny was the intended receiver. Rezac tried to fit it into a pretty tight window.
He tried to force it.
Luckily, it wasn't picked off, but a nice defensive play without causing a pass interference by Walker.
We saw in the first half Tamala kind of zoning in too much on Jensen, right?
Yep.
Right now, you might see Rezac zoning in too much on Caleb Benning, and it almost cost him because Walker made a great play on the play. He played the ball through the player and had a big pass breakup. Now it's 3rd and long.
3rd down and 12 here from their 19-yard line. Rezac back to pass, finds the hole in the zone, but it's incomplete, intended for number 25, Teddy Rezac, as Millard South defense forces another stop, and the Millard South offense will have an opportunity here in a moment.
It's just not – see, I'm looking up the lights, and you see the wind is blowing the mist that way. It's the winds, but that's not the winds that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the winds of change. The winds of change. The momentum has changed over to the Millard South Patriot sidelines, fully over there, hanging out. Now it's up to Tamala, Jackson, Jensen, and whoever else to take it home. If they can't, Westside's going to pull out a victory.
And despite having the wind at his back, not a real good punt there as it just barely gets across the 50-yard line out of bounds at the 47 as Millard South, after scoring the first points on this Westside defense all game, just last possession on a nice little pitch and catch from Tamala to Cool, they're going to take over at their own 47-yard line, 1st and 10 coming up against this Westside Warriors defense. Jay, let me ask you this here. You just came off a drive where it was heavy passing, right? Throughout the second half especially, that's all you've really been able to get going is your passing game. You don't stop.
No, this is Air America. Yep. Don't even think about even running the ball here like up the middle. They haven't stopped it. We have – look at these guys out here. You got Jensen, you got Jones, you got Cool, Amari, and Jackson. Yep. It's time to create havoc here.
Tamala back to pass, looking to dump it off. He does so to Cool in the backfield. He gets hit hard. What a nice job by Bo Ryan of Westside, initially creating the contact at the 45-yard line, a loss of 2 there if they give him the correct forward progress of maybe at the 46 even.
Tamala got it to Cool, but number 19, and I don't know if Benjamin Machete was open as well. I think it's kind of a quarterback read, and Bo Ryan and that Westside defense have been waiting for us because the 2 times they ran it to Cool, they stopped it.
Tamala back to pass, steps up in the pocket. Nice job evading pressure, and a better catch on the outside by guess who? Amarion Jackson, as he hauls it in at the 44-yard line of Westside, just 1 yard or 2 yards shy. Yes, 1 yard shy. It looked like they were going to give him a tough spot.
Oh, look,
and
now we have a sideline.
penalty.
We have a sideline penalty on the west side, probably working the referees a little bit. West side thought it wasn't a catch. The referees said it was a catch, and now you have a sideline what is it called, Nick?
A sideline warning.
Sideline warning on west side. Now, do they throw the flag and give you a warning?
So it's a warning on the first one. So now
so why did the one on Millard South?
There was contact made.
Oh,
contact
okay,
made. So there is 3rd down and 1 coming up for Millard South.
4 down territory.
Tamala, yes, absolutely. Tamala gets the defense to jump, and nobody's going to call it. They're not going to. They had 2 defensive linemen from West Side. Is that one where the offensive line then needs to jump,
No,
or is that just an encroachment?
It's an encroachment because he was so deep into the.
Tamala is going to run and slide for the first down. Smart play by Tamala. Go ahead and finish your point.
So when you jump, and your head goes past the ball, that's an automatic penalty.
Gotcha.
And when the center snaps it, then it's a free play.
Okay.
But if you kind of just nudge a little bit and get back, they won't call it. And so it was a good job there by Millard South, not focusing too much on the non-call and just, getting the first down and keeping the momentum, keeping the chains moving, and putting this pressure on this West Side defense.
So it's going to be 1st down and 10, snap back to Mala, 5-step drop, surveying, evading blitz, getting pressured, throws it, and it's going to be out of the reach for the intended receiver. There is a penalty marker back at their own 47-yard line.
West Side is saying holding.
Mm-hmm.
Millard South is saying late hit on the quarterback. I didn't see a late hit. I didn't really see a holding, but we'll see what the call is. I mean,
let's get the call after this. I do have to say this for station identification here. You're listening to KNTK FM 93.7 The Ticket in Firth. So it looks like Millard South now is moving back. It's going to be a hold, which is huge because. So now Tamala was all the way back at the 50.
Yeah.
And so now 10 yards from that, from that spot of the original line of scrimmage is going to be at the 48 or 49-yard line of Millard South. And so with that makes it 1st down and 20 coming up.
And so what you're seeing here from Tamala is, he's already lined up sometimes, whether he's in the pistol, he's 5 yards, shotgun, 7 yards. He's dropping back 3 or 4 yards after that.
And so now he fumbles the snap, dives on it, and this is turning into a matter of worse for Millard South as he had to dive on the fumble way back at the 37.
Right, and this is what happens when you have to go 5 wides and you're going shotgun. Ball handling is crucial. The temperature is dropping along with the mist, the wind. And so that's why it's really, really imperative for young players to know how to play with the elements, but then also to make sure before you get into any type of drops that you are doing the things you need to do, and that's catching the ball and getting the play started.
So 5 wide, Tamala will throw a lob to Amarion Jackson, has a little bit of running room across the 40 to the 45, and so on 2nd down and a mile, they get about 7, which brings up 3rd down and about a half a mile.
Yeah. I mean, right now you're trying to get an explosive play via missed tackles or miscommunication. Or if you get a pass interference, it's an automatic 1st down. So, right now you put yourself way, way, way behind the chains and you're back against the wall. So right now you're trying to just find your way out of it and then set your defense up for a better position to get off the field as well.
So 3 wideouts on the bottom with Marion in the middle. Dominic Duggan is at the top. Tamala gets hit as he throws. It goes out of bounds right into the hands of a Millard West coach. And now it's 4th and 24 officially coming up for Millard South.
Really good job by Trevor Spady. Obviously, we've seen him affecting the game on the offensive side of the ball, kind of H-back, tight end. There you saw him play like an outside linebacker jack position. Delayed blitz off the left side, kept coming, pursued the quarterback and got his hand on it, and almost had a sack, forced fumble, but it was just a pass breakup for him.
So it's going to be 4th down and 24, and Tamala is going to stay on the field. It's going to look like it's going to be another pooch punt here, as it will be, as Tamal will just boot this one into the wind, as it'll take a friendly bounce at the 30, and Benning picks it up off the one hop, but gets it across the 40-yard line and down at the 42. And so that's a real disappointing end to a drive that had some stuff going if you were Millard South. Jay, what are the benefits there on 4th and 24 with a pooch punt rather than a traditional lined-up punt? Because I think there's some confusion there onto why on its 4th and 24, you're not necessarily going for it because you're on your own side of the 50. What are the benefits to a pooch punt instead of just a traditional punt, if there are any? Nothing.
Because right now, well, first of all, you're getting it's the same means to an end.
Exactly.
But you can bring your punt team out there, and you can get somebody that can kick the ball. You can never know, and with these elements, you can kick it a little bit higher in the way that their punter punts it, kind of a squib kick, rugby style.
Yeah.
It puts a different spin on the ball, especially with the wind and the coolness out here, and it affects the slickness of the ball. But when you do a pooch kick by somebody that doesn't really kick, it's an easier bounce. That's why you saw Caleb Benning make a really heads-up play where he knew that the offensive linemen were covering. He had way more time to get it. He got it off the first bounce, and he got a 10-yard return. So, really, to be honest with you, it was like a 10, 12-yard punt.
2nd down and 11 after the carry by Jamez Ross goes for about a yard or a loss of 1 there. So now it'll be Ross to the left hip of Rezak. Rezak keeps it himself, goes right up the middle. We've seen this a ton of times, and now guess what? Rezak just continues to drag defenders across midfield and to the 45-yard line. And there was nobody behind him. There was no tush push there. That was just Rezak using his legs.
Yeah, he's a big old strong kid, just like his brother. And what do we talk about at the end of the fourth quarter or third quarter? Players, not plays.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime Westside wanted to get back on schedule, get control of the game, impose their will or anything like that, any kind of catchphrase, who has the ball in his hand? Rezak. Who else has the ball in their hand? Ross. Then they try to hit you over the head with Caleb Benning, and then they'll work in Christian Jones in the short area. And then they use Spady because he was kind of like the off-speed pitch that they weren't ready for.
So turn, handoff, Jamez Ross up the middle for a good gain of 5 yards on first down in Westside, and Paul Lamoni will take that every single day as they're continuing to milk the clock up 10 points here with 7 minutes.
You're seeing Westside right here, kind of a la, remember when Nebraska was on the road, when Mickey Joseph was the head coach, and they had to close out a game against Rutgers, against a feisty Rutgers team that didn't really show much on offense, but their defense was giving them problems, kind of like this game. Start to, bleed the clock. You're not going to snap it until, close to 0 as possible, and just, really shorten this game.
Keeper by Rezak up the middle, and a nice job defensively stopping him for a gain of 1 up to the 40. And so it looks like number 62 for Omaha Westside, Jackson Wing, got banged up a little bit, but has chosen to stay in the game. And so now 3rd down and 5. Still time for, if you're Millard South, to get off the field. You just probably feel like you need to stop here. As Rezak has Ross to his left. And now we'll take a moment. There's still 13 seconds on the play clock. 3rd down and 5. We're under 6 minutes left here in the ball game. Millard South down by 10. Rezak back to pass. Getting blitzed. It's a fumble. Millard South picks it up. And here he goes. Guess who?
Dylan Cool.
Touchdown.
Even more importantly, Rezak is hurt bad. He is down. And he's being attended to. They have every trainer out there. He had got hit. His arm was exposed. A blitz off the edge by number 25, Nazir DeJano, 5'11", 170 safety, hit him as he was throwing it. Dylan Cool, Johnny on the spot like we saw against East, picked it up and scored. Now, when you thought that Westside was going to bleed the game and kind of extend the game, now they have to ramp up their offense. Now they have to ramp up their offense without their all-state quarterback. Yeah. This game has changed just like that.
5:48 remains, and Nathan Thompson is able to get the point up, and after is up and good. So how about that? With 5:48 to go in this one, Dylan Cool takes a scoop and score 51 yards. And he's able to make it a 17-14 game. Westside leads just by 3 in the a little under halfway through the fourth quarter.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we have a ball game here, folks. And listen, it could change, of a drop of a hat, and it could change of a unleashing of a hit. That was a great play there, and even better play by Dylan Cool to pick it, scoop, and score. And that's what, look, in this time, and that's also goes to the Millard South coaching staff, right? You work on these drills all the time, scoop and score, rally into the ball. When you hit somebody, going for the sack, force fumble, try to get the trifecta. The thing is that Westside has to do now, where you are in total control of this game, about the middle of the third quarter, right? Not even that, but at the beginning of the third quarter, now you have lost all momentum of the game.
Yeah.
You have lost, actually, momentum of the game from a physicality standpoint, right? Where do you think of when they were trying to run Rezac, it would generally run Rezac, and guess what happened? Now he got exposed. Now I see him up there warming up, but listen, he's not going to be the same. And I said it earlier in the game, right?
Yeah.
You keep leaning on your quarterback that early and taking those hits. Millard South was depositing those hits for something like that. Now, granted, it was a hit where he's exposed. Every quarterback that's played the game, when you're in a motion or about to throw and you get hit, blindsided, you're most likely going to fumble the ball. But they've been running him a ton this game.
So how about this? A short pooch kick, as it's going to be fielded on a dive by number 16, Keenan Cotton of Omaha Westside at the 32-yard line. And so that's going to be where Omaha Westside sets up shop. First down and 10 from their 32-yard line. So 5:48 to go, fourth quarter, 17-14. Omaha Westside leads by 3 over Millard South. This is a matchup of number 1 versus number 2, and I think to this point, Jay, it's lived up to that.
Yeah, look, it's been, Westside taking advantage of Millard South's, obviously turnovers. Now Millard South is found a different way to play. They sped up the game, then they stubbed their toe, they kept at it, you know what I mean, and created their own positivity by taking a touchdown off of a sack force fumble.
So a handoff here to Ross is Millard South trying to just pry that football out of his arms.
Right.
And so that's going to be something to watch as Millard South gets the momentum clearly. There's an injured Patriot on the field, number 35, William Guthmiller. But what I was going to say is, that's something where then you have missed tackles, right?
Yeah,
there's plenty of time for Millard South to get a 3 and out, or now get a stop here, and then get the ball back and move and get some points.
Right. It's just like in basketball, and you made it all the way back, and you're only down by 4. There isn't a 4-point shot.
Yeah.
You just got to play solid. You'll get the ball back. You got 2 timeouts. Mm-hmm. Let the coaches coach, and you play.
Quarterback keeper with Rezac here up the middle as he's going to truck his way forward across that first down marker and all the way into Millard South territory at the 46.
Look, Anthony Rezac is a tough kid. He came back after getting tended to on the sideline, warmed his shoulder up. Obviously, probably had the wind knocked out of him and maybe had a little bit of compromise there from his throwing shoulder. But what does Westside do? Right, they go right back to Ross, the first play of the game, change up their sequence, and then what do they do once they know they have a little bit of success on the outside? They go right up the middle with Rezac and have control of this game over the 50.
Quick pass out far side, Benning with it as across the numbers. He gets across that first down marker inside the 30 and out at the 29-yard line. Caleb Benning on the nice easy pitch and catch for Anthony Rezac. That's one of those feeler routes, right? See how the shoulders feeling for Anthony Rezac, get him back into a rhythm.
As much as he's getting confidence in the rhythm, the coaches are watching to see his velocity and accuracy. Mm-hmm. But one thing also, let's not just gloss over, sometimes when you're a young team and inexperienced and you kind of come back and get close, you can be satisfied with it, right? And it's kind of like Nebraska being close to, 3-9 team. Well, it looked like Millard South felt like they had won the game. Yeah. Westside just stayed steady. 3 plays, 3 first downs. Millard South has not done a good job of taking advantage of just scoring.
Quarterback keeper here with Anthony Rezac gets him a couple yards up the middle, 3 yards to be exact, up to the 26-yard line. 27-yard line, rather. Excuse me. So it's going to be 2nd down and 7 from the 27. Warriors lead 17-14. Field goal makes it a touchdown game at 20-14, where Millard South right now, if they can get a stop or a turnover,
or
potentially
a
just
field
tie
goal.
it with a field goal.
Yeah, a field goal. If they hold Westside to a field goal.
Rizak quick pass caught on the far side by Cotton, and that's going to be a 1st down again, and they are officially in the red zone.
Yeah, it looked like Westside, finally woke up and said, you know what, we're not going to just try to run this game out. We're going to be, explosive and aggressive. And Millard South is not done themselves justice of playing more discipline and getting off the field because they played really good defense all game. So now when you need it, this is when you try to go for you're trying to rake too quickly out to get a forced fumble. You're trying to do all these things, and you're giving up run plays. You gave up 20-some yards in run plays in two plays.
Yep.
Then you gave up a little smoke screen, another explosive play. Now you got your backs against the wall. You better wake up or this game's going to be over.
1st and 10. They'll keep it with Rizak, and he's got a lot of running room as he hurdles into the end zone. Westside is back up by 2 possessions on the touchdown run from 19 yards out by Anthony Rizak, a play that's killed Millard South time and time again. Little to no adjustments made from first half to second half. We talked about that at the break, and that one eventually feels like maybe the straw that broke the camel's back as the Warriors go up now officially 24-14. 3:22 to go here, 4th quarter.
Well, look, a state championship team, a state championship program needs a big drive. And what did they do? They went to the 3 players that they know best, right? Rizak, Benning, back to Ross, back to Benning, Rizak, touchdown.
Yep.
And not one play that they ran on offense that series was stopped by Millard South. Not one play.
Nope.
And so what it is not that Millard South can't. I wouldn't even say that Millard South is gassed. What it is it's a young, inexperienced team that really got fixated on. They just had a defensive touchdown and thought they had got back in the game or got the lead of the game when they just got back into the game, and now they gave the game away because they didn't play like they had been all year. They haven't. Westside did not run one play that they hadn't seen all day. Now look. I don't know what it is about this quarterback RPO game that is essentially allowed Rizak to look like the Nebraska version of Cam Newton. That's a play that they need to fix, not only for potentially the next time they play Westside, but for whoever they play here in the near future, because it's a schematic thing or something that's not being done from a player standpoint that is allowing. Now, Westside's got a good offensive line. They got good other threats, right? But they've prepared for RPO. You shouldn't be getting beat this bad on quarterback takeoff the RPO, because you want to know why? Rizak's been doing this all year. So you know how they've been blocking it, and you know he's going to take the ball. So it's just a learning experience from this team, and that's where I just said the last word, experience. Westside had the experience of being pushed, not blinking, being able to swim calmly and collectively in deep water, like I like to say, whereas Millard South got into deep water, was drowning, got themselves back up, and then started to flail, and now they have their backs against the wall, and now they're pressing. And so, again, it's going to be one of those games right here. There's 3 minutes and 18 seconds left. It's 24-14, and, it'll end up being a 10-point game, maybe more. It's not indicative of the difference between Millard South and Westside. The difference between Millard South and Westside right now today, as we speak on Friday the 13th, is the experience in these type of games. But I will tell you this.
Tamala has a nice pass out to the near side, and Amarion Jackson hauls it in. 1st down, Millard South.
I will tell you this. Millard South has put Westside on notice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, Millard South has put them on notice, but Westside also has put Millard South on notice. We took your best shot. You almost knocked out our quarterback, and then we took the ball and house called it on you.
Tamala passes it out far side to Ben Meniketti. It's hauled in, and it'll be It'll be a second down and medium coming up for Millard South's offense. 2:45 to play, fourth quarter, 24-14. The score here trips out near side, 2 wide outs to the far. Empty shotgun set. Tamala takes the snap back, quick pass out. It's a little bit of a poor placement, but Dylan Jones, who's taken some shots today, is able to haul it in right at that first down marker, and so it'll be third down and short coming up for Jones, but he's slow to get up, and so now he's going to get some help just walking off the field. He's got to walk about 2 yards towards the Millard South sideline, just needs to catch his breath. He took a shot there from Christian Jones, number 8 for Westside. Christian Jones laid the wood on some of the Millard South receivers so far today, broken up a couple passes as well. 2025 guy out of the state of Nebraska. So now Tamala, 3 wide outs on the short side of the field. Tamala back to pass, rolls out to the right, still surveying, has a cutting to Amarion Jackson, and Amarion Jackson just took a hit. And guess what? That's going to be a blind side as Amarion Jackson just got laid out, but is quick to get up. But that is going to be a head-to-head type of contact, unnecessary roughness. And I would not be surprised if we potentially see an ejection because I didn't get
Bo Ryan, right?
I would say Bo Ryan came in and absolutely launched at a defenseless receiver cutting across the middle and Amarion Jackson. And you kind of saw that one developing because Jackson was running across the middle and you saw a defensive back lurking.
Yeah.
It's going to be a personal foul. And just an automatic first down there for Millard South as that'll move it 15 yards ahead.
That's I mean, look, Amarion Jackson's a tough kid. He got up, man. So he's got some heart. But the thing is that I don't know all the high school rules, but I know in college that would have been targeting and you would have missed the next game or something. Next half. So in high school, which is weird, right?
Yeah.
You don't have as much body control as a 15-yard penalty.
Paul Lamoni, the head coach for Westside, is all the way out at the numbers and now is getting back as we're ready to play again. So 2:01 to play, fourth quarter, snap back to Mala, steps up in the pocket. Great job by the offensive line. Pump fakes, now runs with it to Mala. He'll run out of bounds after a nice gain of 6 or 7 yards up past the 40 near the 35. And so it's going to be second down and short with 1:52 to go. Millard South still trying to make something happen here, down by 10. So Tamala with his favorite target, Amarion Jackson. Jackson caught his 10th touchdown pass here in this season alone earlier in this one. Patriots, that was their touchdown was to Dylan Cool, rather.
Right, yeah.
I apologize. And so now, if you're Millard South, they'll send Dylan Jones in motion. Tamala throws his way. It's going to be incomplete as number 11, Isaac Jensen, unable to haul it in with his right arm. In coverage was number 25, Teddy Rezak. But it was a good ball by Jet Tamala.
Yeah, it was a good ball. It was a good ball by Jet Tamala. Good effort by Jensen. Good coverage by Teddy Rezak. It's good on good, right? Jensen eventually be where Teddy Rezak is going. Teddy Rezak is a Notre Dame commit. He's not afraid to, lock up against anybody. And, look, it just didn't come down with it. And it was a good defensive play as well.
So it's going to be third down and short. Third down and 3 with 1:45 to go here. Fourth quarter. Tamala in the shotgun, steps back, throws it far side, and it's completely underthrown, picked off, and this is going to be a house call. Kevon Shannon, he will take it to the house. A touchdown for Omaha Westside, and that will do it.
Yeah, that's it. I hear him singing. It is over. The lady is singing. That is good night. God bless. Drive home safely. Turn the lights out. But that's what happens. And you know what? Tamala was a victim of his own success, right? He has such faith and continuity with his receivers that he blindly all game has been able to throw from one hash to the inside of the numbers. Well, in this case, he's thrown against the wind.
Yeah.
Well, the ball fluttered. It allowed the Westside defender, number 2, was it Kevon Shannon, get underneath it and take it to the house. And so, like I said, this game is 31 31-14 is not indicative. They Westside's going to win by 17 points. The scoreboard does tell the story, but the inside and the details of the story is that the experience of Westside playing in this type of game versus the inexperience of Millard South and the coaching staff playing in this game or in coaching in this game was the difference. It wasn't the whole thing, but Millard South got started so late, so you're down 10-0. Your defense might get worn down a little bit. I will say this, for Westside that has been healthy all year, right? Been healthy all year versus Millard South that hasn't been healthy and had some injuries. If they can get healthy, I think this game is totally different in the future as well. So both teams are walking away from this game with a different aspect of positivity. Now, Westside has continued, along the path of being undefeated and being a very dominant team. Millard South has shown glimpses. Mm-hmm. Now, and you know what? Maybe Columbus, playing against Columbus was a wake-up call, right? Well, this is also another wake-up call and say, okay, look how close we are, but we will not get any closer if we don't start faster, do the little things, don't turn the ball over, make sure that we create a passing game and passing scheme that we don't, that doesn't allow a team like Westside to, essentially play pitch and catch to us. Mm-hmm. And look, Tamala's a sophomore, right? You're playing against a defense that is laid out with Division I Power 5 players and also a really good coaching staff that mix up the coverages on him, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to learn a lot from this. The coaching staff is going to learn a lot from this from Millard South. And then they're going to go back and they're going to, whoever uses it the best, right, is going to be able to, make a run for the state title.
So Jet Tamala came into this one with 3 total interceptions all season long through 7 games. Here against Westside tonight, thrown 3. So he's doubled his interceptions to 6 now. So here we are, 1:33 to go. They'll send a guy in motion. They'll fake it. Tamala keeps it himself. And now looks like they're going to turn to backup quarterback Ian Langer, the 6-foot, 185-pound senior. Langer, a little more of a threat on the ground than Tamala is. I mentioned earlier in the game, Tamala had only ran it 18 times this season. Ian Langer, 38 times in the backup role.
Yeah, I mean, you saw him against East when Tamala got hurt. He really pretty much settled down the game.
Yeah.
And as a running back that can play quarterback, he can throw in the short area, but he's real physical. I think right now where you see Millard South, they're just pretty much trying to run out the game. Westside obviously run out the game. Westside has a lot of their younger players, backup players in there, mixed in with some veterans. Obviously, Caleb Benny and Rezak's in there. They want to, they're a prideful defense. They don't want to give up any points. And so, Millard South is just trying to work on some things right here. And you got Amarion Jackson out there still, Jensen out there. And Tamala, obviously struggled a little bit, took some hits. Probably disappointed in the way he played, but you know what? But he also did a lot of really good things. And so if he really takes this to where he can learn from it, and use it to come to the playoffs, he's going to be really, really good. And that offense is going to be a handful. So, like I said, it's different levels of this positivity that comes out of this game. This game was a good game. I'm sure Millard South is very disappointed in, the outcome. But also, I think if they use it as a learning experience, they got to understand when you play against these good teams, you got to come ready to play. You can't tiptoe into the game. You can't give them a interception, second play of the game, so forth and so on. So there's nothing to hang their head on, head about. They just got to make sure that they, come back bigger, better, and stronger the next time they play.
This is the final score now. Once again, 31-14. This is the Elway Power Sports of Lincoln postgame show. Check out their new and pre-owned inventory online at elwaypslincoln.com. All right, Jay, I think I'll ask you just one question here in the postgame, then we can get out of here. As after seeing all the football that we've seen so far this year, and keeping tabs on the high school landscape, I think it's fair to say that these two teams are the best in the state so far.
Yeah, it's not even, right now, and there's no disrespect to anybody else. I know that there's a couple of Papillion teams that are good and all this other stuff, and teams that are – there's other legitimate teams. But I'm saying right now, as we've seen today, all the teams that we've seen and some other teams that I've been able to watch, these two teams are head and shoulders above everybody else. Obviously, Westside is there because they're the defending state champs and they have all their guys coming back. but Millard South is I guess a close second, a good 1B, and those two are way ahead of everybody else. But they have to continue along those lines, because if you don't think that other teams are going to watch this tape and try to learn and try to see some weaknesses in both teams and try to exploit them in the future, then they could get upset in the playoffs. Anybody can be beat. That's the thing about it. And Millard South showed that they could beat Westside. Westside showed that obviously they could beat Millard South. But right now, these two teams are head and shoulders above everybody else.
Once again, your final score here from Millard South High School. Omaha Westside stays atop the Class A rankings. This is a matchup of number 1 versus number 2 coming into it, and it lived up to the hype despite what the score says. 31-14. Omaha Westside comes away victorious over number 2 Millard South. It's final week of high school football season next week, and Jay and I got a game for you on Thursday and Friday. So make sure you stay tuned for the final week of the regular season next week, and then it's on to the postseason here in the Class A state playoffs. Once again, your final score, number 1 Omaha Westside 31, number 2 Millard South 14, as this has been the Elway Power Sports of Lincoln post-game show. Check out their new and pre-owned inventory at elwaypslincoln.com. For the Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman, I'm Nick Sainert saying so long from Millard South High School.
Stretch, adjust, heal. At Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, we believe in the power of precise alignment. Our skilled chiropractors listen, understand, and treat your body's unique needs, offering a personalized pathway to peak performance. Don't let back pain knock you out of the game. Step into our clinic and walk out with a renewed strength. Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, pushing the boundaries of health and wellness. Treatment begins with you. Step back into life today.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas?
We just got the estimate from the wedding caterer, and we're going to have to elope.
Actually, Members Own Credit Union is offering no-fee home equity lines of credit. We can borrow what we need with equity from the house.
Wait, so we can keep the bacon-wrapped dates for the cocktail hour?
We can keep the bacon-wrapped dates. From wedding bells to trekking the globe and everything in between, capture your dreams your way with a no-fee Members Own Credit Union home equity line of credit. Learn more at membersownheloc.org. Limitations may apply. Equal housing lender.
Stretch, adjust, heal. At Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, we believe in the power of precise alignment. Our skilled chiropractors listen, understand, and treat your body's unique needs, offering a personalized pathway to peak performance. Don't let back pain knock you out of the game. Step into our clinic and walk out with a renewed strength. Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, pushing the boundaries of health and wellness. Treatment begins with you. Step back into life today. When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
As the chief buffet officer here at Pizza Ranch, I get all kinds of buffet questions. Here's one from Cole.
Is there a real cactus in your cactus bread?
Great question, Cole. No, there is no cactus in our cactus bread, just sweet cinnamony streusel. It's on our buffet every day, along with pizza, chicken, ice cream, and all your other favorites. Even better, at least for your parents, kids eat free on Tuesday nights. And don't worry, Cole, there's no coal in our coleslaw either.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
Elway Power Sports of Lincoln is kicking off October with Can-Am side-by-side specials all month long. Are you ready to rule the terrain on a 2023 Can-Am Defender, Commander, or Maverick? You call a play and score big with rebates up to $1,500 or financing as low as 1.99% for 36 months. From an open road to the trails, there's a Can-Am side-by-side that's right for you, and Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has them all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer ends October 31st, 2023. Certain conditions apply. See dealer for details.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.